Chapter 98. I want to kill you. Chapter 98. I want to kill you. It is the Long family that has suppressed your evil demons for over 10,000 years. Long Fei said arrogantly. Very good. Xiao Wudi smiled slightly, looked at Long Fei and said, I am in need of your Long family's blood. I heard that your Long family's blood all contains the blood essence of the dragon god. Since you've delivered yourself to me, then At this moment, Xiao Hu crawled back up and said, Father, he is mine. Crack. Boom. Xiao Hu's body suddenly underwent a drastic change. His clothes were burst open by his muscles. Black tiger skin appeared all over his body, and he released a primal and cruel aura. Long Fei's eyes turned sinister, and he could not help but ask, Dove Man, other than the black tiger skin, Xiao Hu's appearance was exactly the same as the one-piece pigeon man. This was the first stage of Xiao Hu's transformation. There was also the second stage. However, he believed that the first stage of the transformation would be enough to deal with Long Fei. Xiao Wudi's gaze tensed up, and after hesitating for a moment, he said, Leave his dog life. I want his blood essence. His body sank. He leaned forward and disappeared in an instant. Bam! A fist struck Long Fei's abdomen. Long Fei's body exploded outwards, flying out over a dozen meters away before heavily crashing on the ground. It was too fast. Without waiting for him to stand up, Xiao Hu's figure had already landed behind him. She grabbed one of his legs and fiercely smashed it down. The ground shook and cracked. Long Fei's body looked like it was about to fall apart. Bam! A kick exploded out, sending Long Fei flying once again, smashing him heavily onto the altar. His body sank inwards and hung him within the crack in the stone. Blood dripped from the corner of his mouth. So powerful. This is our young lord. Demon Territory's #1 martial genius. Were you called? The members of the other tribes were all shocked as well. The power that Xiao Hu had unleashed was too terrifying. Long Fei was completely not a match for him. Our young master is an expert of the war chief. How can a trash of the war spirit realm like him be a match for him? Exactly. You want to fight over a woman with our young lord? Is he even worthy? Xiao Hu slowly walked towards Xiang Long Fei, his face full of contempt as he said, Weren't you very arrogant just now? Aren't you going to kill me? You lowly human, in front of me. You can only accept your death. Ha! Long Fei laughed sinisterly. He raised his eyes and looked at Xiao Hu, full of playfulness as he said, Really? Xiao Hu looked at Long Fei's gloomy eyes, and his heart trembled. He didn't know why, but fear suddenly rose in his heart. Could it be that it's not true? Finished. Xiao Hu moved. Suddenly, he increased his speed and kicked Xiang Long Fei fiercely. Humph! Long Fei's neck lightly swayed, and with some difficulty, he walked down from the crevice in the cyan stone. He felt a strong current of air rush at him. Whooshwam! Boom! A loud sound echoed out. Double attribute strength increased explosively. At this moment, ding! Strength gathering complete. Long Fei's mouth curved into a death god smile. In his eyes, Xiao Hu's speed had already slowed down by a few fold. The power of the unparalleled attribute allowed him to become stronger. Trash, go to hell. As soon as Xiao Hu finished speaking, he kicked Xiang Long Fei's face with all his might. With a kick, Long Fei's head would fall off. Long Fei's right arm moved. Roar! The large power King Kong Ape's angry roars rang out. In the midst of it was a dense amount of godly power. Magic power of right hand. Explode for me. His right arm moved, his fist aimed at Xiao Hu's foot, and smashed upwards. Boom! The strength stripes exploded out. Crack! Xiao Hu's kneecap exploded. Ka! Asterisk, a white bone on his thigh broke through his body, and fresh blood spurted out. At the same time, Long Fei also leaped up heavily with both of his fists punching out, grabbing on a magic power of right hand. His two fists formed a battle axe. Mountain hit fist. The gigantic illusion of the large power King Kong Ape superimposed onto Long Fei's body and aimed at the top of his head with both of his fists and hammered. Xiao, who was in extreme pain, on the brink of death, his reaction speed was not slow either. Too late. Rumble, magic power of right hand, left fist rumbling the mountain, two fists combining. Kill. Xiao, whose face contorted. Sometimes he wore a black tiger face, sometimes he had a human face, and eventually, his head exploded under the constant changes. Rumble. Headshot. Ding. Congratulations to player Long Fei for killing Xiao, who for obtaining 100,000 experience, 1,000 true breath points, and 10 energy values. Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining Black Tiger Physique. Do you wish to fuse it? Two simple prompts rang out. Long Fei took a quick look at the attributes of the Black Tiger Physique. Item: Black Tiger Physique description. There are 3 stages. The first stage is manifestation. The second stage is body blast. And the third stage is rage. Description 2. The higher the player's level, the stronger the ability to transform into a black tiger. Long Fei was secretly shocked. Isn't this the same as giving me a demon fruit? He thought again of the Pigeon Man. That kind of defense, that kind of strength and speed was simply abnormal. He immediately became excited. The idea moved and said, merge. Ding. Congratulations to player Long Fei for successfully fusing with Black Tiger Physique for 1,000 experience points, True Breath 100 points, and the reward is 100 points. The system had an additional skill, Black Tiger Physique. Xiao Wuti roared out in fury. Looking at his son's broken body, the rage in his heart soared to the skies. Long Fei, I want you dead. Battle Qi soared to the sky. All of the fierce tiger warriors around him were forced back. Dead. Xiao, who was actually killed. Really killed. How is this possible? Everyone was dumbfounded. Xiao, who had originally held the upper hand, was killed in one move. Moreover, it was in the beast body stage. How strong was the human in front of him? Shock. It was an incomparable shock. However, in addition to the great shock, more tigers surrounded him. At that moment, even if Long Fei tried to escape, he wouldn't be able to. Xiao Wuti took a step forward, and his heart felt as if it had been sliced by knives. He was only a son, yet he actually died in front of him, and at that moment he simply wasn't able to save him. Long Fei continued to show weakness. He had been gathering his energy. That was why he was blasted around by Xiao Hu. The magic power of right hand required 3 minutes to condense, and could only instantly kill powerhouses below the 6th level of the war chief. Moreover, Long Fei's final move, the power of both his fists, was even more powerful. Evil? This was just a reason the weak were finding for themselves. Xiao Wuti walked in front of Long Fei and said while gnashing his teeth, "You're about to die. I'll chop off your head and give it to the Long family army. I'll use your skin as a chair, and I'll make sure your soul will never reincarnate." The voice grew colder and colder. The dense battle Qi formed a strong pressure, pressing on Long Fei's sea of consciousness and causing it to churn, making him feel extremely uncomfortable. Long Fei stared at Xiao Wuti, who was glowing gold, and said, "My goal is very simple. Kill you." Chapter 99. Xiao Bai was angry. Chapter 99. Xiao Bai was angry. A boss. How could it not explode? In the game, as long as Long Fei met a boss, he wouldn't be able to move an inch. However, normally, he would have to pay the price of several lives before exploding. In the game, it could be revived for an unlimited amount of EXP or equipment, but this was different. In this real world, once one died, it would disappear forever. There was no chance for a revival. Long Fei stared at Xiao Wuti, his heart extremely excited, and thought to himself, "I've already prepared the berserk energy, and it's waiting for your boss to appear." And then, Long Fei shouted in his heart, "Wu Shuang! Wang!" Once again, he released the double attribute power, making the pressure towards Xiao Wuti slightly improve. His right arm sank. His left hand moved 2 fingers inside his sleeve, and a glyph fell down. Xiao Wuti felt the change in his aura, and his eyes stared blankly. "You're courting death." While they were talking, He had already arrived beside Long Fei. So fast, even if Long Fei activated Wushuang, he would not be able to see Xiao Wudi's movement trajectory. It was too fast. Bam! His 5 fingers moved, and a dense, ferocious tiger palm force struck Long Fei's chest. Boom! Long Fei flew out. The difference in realms is too great. He's not a match at all. Long Fei spat out a mouthful of blood and shouted in his heart, "Damn it!" His left hand moved. Large power King Kong Ape Talisman go. Shwa. Rumble. The talisman exploded in mid-air as a huge large power King Kong ape rushed out and hugged onto it. Mountain hit fist. He aimed at the top of Xiao Wudi's head and smashed downwards. Xiao Wudi raised his eyes and remained motionless. When a mountain hit fist descended, his head suddenly changed, directly transforming into the head of a black tiger. Miss. It didn't do any damage at all. The large power King Kong Ape Talisman was a top-quality talisman. It did not cause any damage at all. What realm did Xiao Wudi's defense reach? This was too unbelievable. Xiao Wudi glared at him, his 5 fingers forming a fist, and he punched out, scram. The punch was real, like an illusion. It cut through the air, and it was a heavy blow. Boom! The illusion of the large power King Kong ape was directly hit, blasted away, and then slowly dissipated. The power of this punch was extraordinary. Level 1 transformation? Is this the power of the level 1 change in the fierce tiger hunt? Too terrifying. He can even kill a phantom. The profound meaning of this power has already reached an extremely high level. Indeed, the demons had a much higher level of comprehension towards power than humans. Xiao Wudi was also a martial arts genius. His comprehension of strength had exceeded a certain level, and he had entered into a realm where lifting heavy was as light as lifting light, as if he was fake or real. Even if it was an illusion without a real body, it could still punch the sleigh. This was his strength. Human talisman? Humph. He can't even withstand a single blow. Xiao Wudi recovered his human head and took a light step forward. A cloud of dust beneath his feet flew up. His figure had already disappeared, and in the next second, he appeared in front of Long Fei. Ah! Long Fei bellowed. Magic power of right hand. The 2 fists collided. Boom! The moment the 2 fists clashed, the strength stripes shot out. Crack! The joint on Long Fei's right arm cracked with a burst of sound. He was in so much pain that he broke out in a cold sweat and staggered backwards. He did not care about the pain as he stared at the top of Xiao Wudi's head. 109-inch of bright red damage appeared. Too little. It's impossible to kill Xiao Wudi under these circumstances. Power. Strength. I need even more power. Long Fei's heart tightened. Unparalleled and magic power of right hand only dealt 3 digits of damage. Compared to Xiao Wudi's few 100,000 health, it could be ignored. Roar. To Long Fei, this was merely a small amount of damage, but to him, it was extremely unpleasant because he also felt a bit of pain. He could feel the power in Long Fei's fist. He was instantly enraged. With a roar of a fierce tiger, Xiao Wudi's figure blurred and appeared behind Long Fei. He roared at Long Fei's forehead, "Die!" Buzz! Buzz! 2 voices sounded consecutively. The Dragon Battle Armor's defense was activated. The King Kong Shield's defense was activated. Bang! Long Fei was unable to resist. His fist was punched out, and the back of his head was about to split, blood flowing out, trickling from his forehead into his eyes. All of a sudden, his eyes, which had always been blood red, now looked extremely ferocious. Long Fei crawled up from the ground and stared at Xiao Wudi sinisterly. "I will definitely kill you. I definitely will." Xiao Wudi was slightly stunned. He was very clear just now how strong he was to think that he did not kill Long Fei. Looking at the creepy look in Long Fei's eyes, his heart trembled, and he became even more certain. "Kill me. You think you're worthy?" Xiao Wudi sneered. "You're just an ant in front of me. Pinching you to death is an easy task." "Yes, sir. Your realm is higher than mine, and your cultivation is stronger than mine. I am indeed no match for you right now, but Don't worry, I will definitely take your life in a few days. Long Fei said. He tried all his strength. No, I really can't. Wushuang, mountain hit fist, dragon salure technique. These cultivation techniques were only cultivation techniques. He was the source of all cultivation techniques. The stronger he was, the more power he would be able to unleash from his cultivation techniques. Level. It was the level. His level was too low. Xiao Wudi was an expert of the War Elder realm. He was merely in the War Spirit realm. How could he be a match for him? A level 10 player was the same as a level 30 player in PK. No matter how flashy their positioning or skills were, they didn't take any damage. If the opponent hit you, it would be a critical hit and you wouldn't be able to withstand it. Xiao Wudi laughed coldly and said, "What is it? Do you think you can escape?" Huh. All the warriors of the Feral Tiger tribe yelled out together, narrowing the encirclement by a big step. Escape? It was impossible. The corner of Long Fei's mouth lifted as he laughed sinisterly. Xiao Wudi, just you wait, I'll definitely come back. At this moment, Xiao Bai, a woo, a wolf's howl sounded. Next, a white shadow flashed and landed beside Long Fei. Idea sent a sound transmission to Long Fei. Master, are you all right? Long Fei shook his head and said, I won't die yet. Xiao Wudi laughed coldly and said, just with a little mongrel dog? You just want to escape? Long Fei laughed, looked at Xiao Bai who was beside him, and said, Xiao Bai, he's scolding you as a bastard dog. Well, Xiao Bai was angry. No one had dared to scold him for so long. So what if he scolded? However, Xiao Wudi actually compared him to a dog, a bastard dog at that. He was beyond angry. Chapter 100. Are you F** king pretending to be a divine beast? Chapter 100. Are you F** king pretending to be a divine beast? Woo woo woo. Woo woo woo. Xiao Bai continuously let out low growls from his throat. He was angry, very angry. The idea used the voice transmission technique to tell Long Fei. Master, I want to kill him. Long Fei laughed. Calm down, calm down. He is mine. I will personally destroy him. No, I'm going to bite him to death. Xiao Bai revealed 2 fangs that had just grown out. Because she was too young, she looked like a cute little tiger fawn for a girl. It was completely useless. Long Fei said, to be fair, we will split it evenly. I agree. Xiao Bai nodded and stared at Xiao Wudi with gloomy eyes. The aura on his body was changing, an extremely intense change. What is Xiao Bai? He was a divine beast. He's the wolf god. If he got angry, it would be half an attack that would destroy the world. Long Fei looked at Xiao Wudi and laughed. You don't need to wait for a few days. You're going to die soon. You've offended someone you shouldn't have provoked. Ha ha. He could already see Xiao Wudi lying on the ground. He had already sounded the system's berserk image. It was simply too beautiful. Poochie. Ha ha. Xiao Wudi could not hold back his laughter and said, a man and a dog. Both of you still try to play tricks when you're about to die. Kid, do you think I'm a big threat? Even though he felt that the aura on Xiao Bai's body had become different, but he didn't take it to heart at all. The fierce tiger warriors and the other demon territory tribe members all started laughing out loud. His death is near at hand, and he still dares to be so arrogant? He's a complete tease. Kid, your life is over. Being mocked by the crowd, Long Fei was in a bad mood and asked softly, Xiao Bai, are you all right? Xiao Bai was still brewing. Long Fei thought to himself, preparing a big move requires time, just like my magic power of right hand. The longer the time, the greater the power. I must buy Xiao Bai some time. Then, Long Fei gave Xiao Bai a determined look, stared at him, and sneered. Those of you who are not scared, you will know later. Xiao Wudi, I've said that I'm going to kill you, so I'll definitely kill you. If you don't believe me, then just wait and see. Xiao Wudi disdainfully said, lowly human being, this place is my demon territory. It is the domain of my evil demon. Even if your Long family's army dares to enter, I will let them die here. Last time, your Long family took away our evil demon Holy Maiden. This time, even if you have 9 lives, you will still die here Everyone in Wild Leopard Tribe will die with my son, and the cheetah girl who escaped will be buried alive. I will make her kneel in front of my son's tombstone forever. Ha ha ha. His voice was filled with rage. The laughter faded. Xiao Wuti lifted his right leg slightly. Long Fei's heart tensed up. He immediately asked, Xiao Bai, are you fully recovered? Xiao Bai was still brewing. Long Fei wanted to die. What big move would take so long to prepare? Suddenly, a gust of strong wind blew over. Long Fei couldn't care about it anymore as he hugged Xiao Bai and dodged fiercely. Ooh, boom! The wind from the punch pierced through his shoulder, but without waiting for Long Fei to rejoice, his back was in pain and he rushed out. A powerful force surged into his body, causing Long Fei to be unable to withstand it and spurt out a mouthful of blood. Xiao Bai? Long Fei's face turned pale white. F***CK. Long Fei made up his mind. I'm going to throw caution to the wind. His right hand moved, summoning out his dragon salure. He clenched his fists and said, Come, the Long family's supreme artifact. It seems that you are the young master of the Long family. 16 years ago, you were also the young master of the Long family. The two of you look so similar. Xiao Wuti's forehead turned sinister. That year, just like the leopard girl, the evil which was about to marry him. However, Long Zhanting's appearance had broken everything. Snatched the marriage. Escape. The Long family's army had arrived. At that moment, Xiao Wuti swore on his blood that he would take revenge, that he would make the Long family vanish into smoke, that he would kill Long Zhanting no matter what. So many years. He had been cultivating in seclusion, all for the sake of taking revenge one day. Looking at Long Fei, that memory came to his mind, but it was just that so many years had passed. Yet he had never thought that the matter would be repeated in front of his own son. Moreover, his son died in Long Fei's hands. Long Fei smiled slightly and said, That's right, I am Long Zhanting's son. Back then, my father did not take your dog life because of my mother. Xiao Wuti raged and immediately entered the first stage of transformation. Staring straight at Long Fei, he roared continuously in anger. His true identity had been exposed. It was indeed just as Long Fei had said. If not for his mother's plea for mercy, Xiao Wuti would have died under Long Zhanting's sword. But how did Long Fei know? How did the TV series in his previous life play out? An old story. Long Fei could imagine it with just his toes, but when he saw Xiao Wuti's angry expression, he was stunned in his heart. Ha ha, I guessed right. You were defeated by my father, and your son was killed by me. Xiao Wuti, if I were you, I would just kill myself. What face do I have to live in this world? Women are stolen by my father, and their sons are killed by me. His words were like a violent punch. Xiao Wuti's face was completely red. He spat out a mouthful of blood. 120,000. Floating above his head floated a damage with 6 digits. Long Fei was dumbfounded. Holy sh**t. Cursing has an offensive effect. Immediately, Long Fei started to curse loudly. What failure in living. Living is worse than a dog. All sorts of despairing words were uttered, but none of them caused any damage. Not mentioning that it did not result in damage. Xiao Wuti, however, hid his gaze even more. He stared at Long Fei and said, Your father is hiding like a dog. Then, today I will kill this dog of yours before I go kill your father's old dog. Suddenly, second stage. Open. Rumble. The muscles on Xiao Wuti's body violently changed, and his strength ignited on his body like a flame. Buzz. The sound of raging power echoed in the air. Killing intent raged. Long Fei looked at Xiao Bai and said, Are you F***ing well or not? It was a matter of life and death. Long Fei placed all his hopes on Xiao Bai. At this moment, Xiao Bai's gaze tensed up, and his entire body suddenly tensed up. Long Fei became excited. It's going to come out. It's going to come out. The big move is going to come out. A loud fart sounded out on Xiao Bai's, but immediately, the aura of the divine beast on Xiao Bai's body completely disappeared. After brewing for a long time, what the hell are you brewing for? Long Fei looked at him foolishly really wanted to kick him twice. Damn you. Are you pretending to be a divine beast? We're finished now. Chapter 101. Women are really annoying. Chapter 101. Women are really annoying. At this moment, Xiaobai said, Master, don't worry, I still have. Finished. It was another round of brewing. The aura of a strong divine beast burst out again, and this time Long Fei had ignited his hope again. After all, Xiaobai was a divine beast. The system would not lie to him. Quick, quick, quick! Xiao Wudi had already moved. Long Fei's true breath was now exhausted, and his body was severely injured, so he could no longer take Xiao Wudi's attack. He could only rely on Xiaobai. Ha! Xiao Wudi, prepare to kneel down and sing Conquer, Long Fei suddenly exclaimed, scaring the surrounding guards into trembling, causing them to retreat half a step. They had also sensed the powerful aura of a divine beast from Xiaobai's body. Xiao Wudi's heart trembled. As a member of the spirit demon race, he was extremely sensitive to the auras of divine beasts. At this moment, Xiao Wudi coldly snorted, Go and die. At this moment, Xiaobai's stomach growled. Long Fei's face was full of excitement as he said, It's here, it's here. The divine beast's big move is coming. Pot up. A pile of yellow-colored flowers burst out from Xiaobai's chrysanthemum. Long Fei, Xiao Wudi, tight tiger guards. There were also others from the feral tiger tribe. In that instant, all of them were speechless. And then, ha ha, ha ha, ha ha, ha. I'm dying of laughter, I can't take it anymore. I'm going to choke a fart. This time, I'm going to choke a pile of feces. I really can't take it anymore. Ha. They were all laughing so hard that they swayed back and forth. Those fierce tiger guards laughed so hard that they couldn't even hold their weapons. Many of them laughed and pounded their hands on the ground. This is too King funny. Is his big move just farting and shitting? Ha! Even Xiao Wudi stopped laughing. Long Fei looked at Xiaobai and kept on reading. At the same time, he checked the system 100 times. A divine beast. A divine beast. A divine beast. God damn your beast. Is there anyone who would cheat like this? It's not like this. I want to exchange for points. I want to exchange for him. Ding. The war pet recognizes its master. We are unable to exchange for it. Ding. The war pet recognizes its master. We cannot abandon it. Ding. Long Fei really wanted to die. He had never wanted to die so badly. It was not enough to be toyed with once by Xiaobai. He still had to be toyed with twice. If Xiaobai was a human, or if he was a mature wolf, he really would beat him up ruthlessly. The key was, Xiaobai was still looking at Long Fei innocently. The idea sent a sound transmission to him. I ate bad stuff this morning. Long Fei was truly speechless. You are my brother. You are my blood brother. I beg you. Please don't speak anymore. I'm serious. Xiaobai grinned and laughed, then said, Master, I still have another big move. Don't, I beg of you. Don't even mention your big move. I'm more willing to be killed by Xiao Wudi than to see what kind of big move you have. Long Fei no longer believed Xiaobai's words. Big move? T. This was a huge move, even when he was holding his breath. It was really killing him. It was so embarrassing that it was going to be thrown into outer space. Xiaobai said anxiously, I really still have some big tricks up my sleeves. Do you believe that I will let you see it? I believe you. I really do believe that I won't be able to escape either. Xiaobai, you still have a great future. At least in terms of deceiving, you have a huge future. If you want to live, then run. Long Fei also had nothing else to say. He couldn't escape from his current situation, but he still decided to give it his all. Huff! His eyes turned vicious. The dragon Salyer moved, charging toward Xiao Wudi. Using the last bit of its true breath, it chopped down with its blade. Xiao Wudi laughed coldly and said, So weak. The dragon Salyer in your hands is simply a waste. Facing the slash from Long Fei, he easily dodged. With a move of his right hand, he struck out with his palm, striking Long Fei's abdomen. Boom! Long Fei's body flew out and heavily smashed into the ground. Puff! Puff! After spitting out a few mouthfuls of blood, he looked at Xiao Bai, who was rushing towards him, and said, "Why aren't you leaving? Quickly leave." He had promised Xiao Bai's mother to take good care of him. But if he couldn't even take care of himself now, how could he take care of Xiao Bai? Xiao Bai suddenly turned his body, staring at Xiao Wudi, who was slowly walking over. He revealed a savage look. "Awu, master, my enlargement stroke is here." Long Fei quickly moved away a little, afraid that Xiao Bai would spew out some sh*T from his buttocks again. With his eyes closed, he didn't want to look anymore, so he said, "Go ahead." At this moment, rumble. Suddenly, a violent force exploded. Rumble, rumble, rumble. The earth shook violently, as if there was a great earthquake. Xiao Bai's eyes became extremely vicious. He roared once again and bellowed, "Little ones kill." Boom! A flame wolf that was the size of a mountain rushed out, and with a body that seemed to be ignited in flames, bowed slightly toward Xiao Bai, then pounced towards him. Following closely behind, one flame wolf after another rushed into the tribe. One of the guards hurriedly reported, "Leader, our tribe is surrounded by demon beasts. They are all fire wolves. We can't hold them off anymore." Xiao Wudi sent the flame wolf flying with a punch, and another flame wolf pounced on him. The level of these flame wolves were not low at all. There were even a few fire wolves of the 5th rank. The moment Long Fei opened his eyes, he exhaled deeply. "This is your big move?" Xiao Bai replied. "Emchantment." Long Fei slapped his head. "Why didn't you let it out at the beginning?" He immediately provoked a level 5 flame wolf with his slap and roared at Long Fei. His two fierce eyes stared at Long Fei as if to say, "If you dare touch him again, I'll cripple you." Seeing the flame wolf being fierce towards Long Fei, Xiao Bai glared back and shouted, "He's my boss. If you dare disrespect him even a little, I will teach you a lesson." Woo woo woo. The flame wolf immediately became like a puppy, gently rubbing against Xiao Bai's body, its eyes full of love. Long Fei looked at Xiao Bai, then looked at the mother flame wolf and muttered, "I was wondering how you could summon so many high-leveled flame wolves, so it turns out you're in love." Xiao Bai was still a young divine beast. His abilities could only summon a level 1 demon wolf. However, the lowest of these flame wolves was at the 3rd rank, while the female wolf was at the peak of the 5th rank, the Wolf King. Unexpectedly, Xiao Bai actually took it down. Xiao Bai glared at her and shouted at the female wolf, "Hurry up and open the way for my boss." "Awoo!" The female Wolf King immediately roared, and the flame wolf rushed in. After the female wolf had left, Xiao Bai shook his head helplessly. Women are truly annoying. In an instant, the flame wolf had been ordered by the Wolf King to become even more vicious. In less than half a minute, it had already left the village. That scene, too gorgeous. Long Fei looked at the truly battling Xiao Wudi and sneered, "Xiao Wudi, I will definitely come back. Let's go." Chapter 102. An expert at picking up girls. Chapter 102. An expert at picking up girls, it was not escaping from the fierce tiger tribe. They had to leave, calm and unperturbed. He was as relaxed as a commander inspecting an army. The fierce tiger tribe warriors were completely blocked. Everywhere Long Fei went, a wolf howled as if it was paying its respects to him. How cool! What an amazing feat! In the past, when his father came to this place, he escaped in a sorry state. To be able to walk out of the fierce tiger tribe calmly, he was the first human to have done so in the history of the demon territory. Xiao Wudi raged. As he watched Long Fei leisurely walk out of the clan, the anger in his heart burned nonstop. But it was completely useless. He couldn't break free at all. Long Fei stood at the entrance of the fierce tiger village and turned his head to look at the tiger on the gate, his fists clenched. "I will definitely return." "Xiao Bai, let's retreat." Xiao Bai nodded and said, "Understood." A wolf howled. Long Fei rode on top of a flaming wolf, and the wolf pack madly rushed into the forest, disappearing in half a minute. Fierce tiger tribe. Xiao Wudi's hair was in disarray. Her expression was a little sorry. Her eyes were filled with anger. She leapt onto the altar and shouted, You all saw what happened just now. Humans are bullying us to the point of bullying us. What do we do? Their voices shook the heavens, resonating with each other in the hearts of the demons. Long Fei's appearance caused them all to feel extremely displeased. The matter from 16 years ago had repeated itself, and it was not enough to insult him once, but there was still the possibility of doing it once more. And father and son at that. Kill, 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 kill. Everyone shouted, and their fighting strength soared to the sky. Xiao Wudi clenched his fists tightly, causing all the demons in the plaza to become quiet as they all looked at him. Xiao Wudi said solemnly, "It's time for them to know how powerful we demons are. All demon soldiers, gather within 3 days. Target Long's army. This time, I want to slaughter the Long family's army. Kill, kill, kill." This was because Long Fei's appearance caused the evil demon to be enraged, and the anger in their hearts to be ignited. Under Xiao Wudi's order, they all stood up to support him. These years, they had always been cowering inside the hundreds of thousands of barren mountains, and their hearts were filled with rage. This time, they were going to kill him. Following that, the entire demon territory began to frantically prepare, 100,000 demon soldiers quickly gathering. With regards to this matter, the 50,000 soldiers stationed in Wulong Valley were completely unaware. The demons had been silent for so many years, and the Long family had also let down their guard. Who would have thought that the demons would organize an army and prepare to attack? 3 days. Xiao Wudi did not stay idle. Instead, he brought a group of elite fierce tiger warriors and charged into the forest. Within 3 days, he wanted Long Fei's life. Hang his head on the evil demon flag. Use Long Fei's blood sacrifice battle flag. Long Fei, within 3 days, I will take your dog life. Kill. Roar. Xiao Wudi transformed into a 2-meter-tall black ferocious tiger and charged into the forest. Behind him, 8 War Chief Realm elite warriors transformed in a tiger behind him as well. And then there was Long Fei. After escaping from the fierce tiger tribe, he quickly charged forward. Several hours later, Long Fei and the pack of flame wolves stopped. Long Fei looked at the female wolf and said, "Thank you. Here, I assure you, I will absolutely not kill a flame wolf." The female wolf completely ignored Long Fei and looked at him lovingly, her eyes filled with ambiguity. Xiao Bai said impatiently, "Hurry up and go. Your clansmen are waiting for you." "Woo woo woo," the she-wolf whispered. Xiao Bai replied, Got it, got it. I will take care of myself. My master is very powerful. There's no need for you to protect him." "Aya, why are you so long-winded? This isn't like when we first met. At that time, you were so obedient, so docile, and so obedient. If you continue to be like this, I'll get angry." Xiao Bai male chauvinism said. The female wolf immediately revealed a gentle expression. Xiao Bai said, "Quickly leave. I will remember you." The female wolf looked at Xiao Bai, her eyes filled with reluctance, and even cried. She turned her head in 3 steps, and in 5 steps she turned around. Finally, the female wolf howled and dived into the forest. "Awoo!" The pack of wolves roared in unison as they saluted their king, Xiao Bai. And then, he quickly entered the forest and disappeared. Long Fei stared at Xiao Bai, feeling greatly surprised, and said, "Xiao Bai, I didn't think you would have such skills, an expert at picking up girls." Xiao Bai said complacently, "Of course, who am I? I'm a divine beast after all. If my divine beast aura is to fall upon someone, that person can fall upon that person as he pleases. If anyone dares to disapprove, then I will use a forceful method. Actually, women are very simple. After taking off her clothes and entering her body, everything has been resolved. How could they have the time to cultivate such feelings? Cultivating feelings is a waste of time. We're all adults, so be direct, okay? If it's okay, go ahead. If it's not, get lost. Master, I'm not talking about you." "Huh? Master, what are you looking for? Hey, 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 why did you flip me over?" "Ah, that's my number 2. Long Fei turned Xiao Bai over, his two fingers tapping on the air and heavily hitting Xiao Bai's number two. You guys didn't even get a hair on you. Telling me you were courting girls? Little guy, you're still trying to seduce a girl? You was trying to seduce that fire wolf. That's why I was fooled by you. Why aren't you cherishing it? You're still bragging to me about this? Bang, bang. Long Fei flicked his two fingers and flicked them. Do you still dare to? Xiao Bai screamed miserably in pain, begging for mercy. I won't dare anymore. Long Fei heavily bounced down. Do you still dare to mess with me? Master, how did I mess with you? I didn't. Xiao Bai said innocently. Long Fei's eyes became angry, and he said, Bullsh asterisk T, you're spitting shit again, and you dare not say you're not playing with me? You've lost all your face. I really didn't do it. I really wanted to use a powerful technique, but I was unable to hold it in. I nearly suffered internal injuries. Xiao Bai really wanted to release the enlargement stroke. He had been sleeping soundly for such a long time, but to him, he was still cultivating nonstop. There were several times when he had almost mastered the basics of a high-leveled skill, but it always slipped past his shoulder. This time, he had to hold in twice and didn't do so. He almost caused Long Fei's death, and he himself also felt uncomfortable. Long Fei looked at Xiao Bai with innocent eyes and said, Really? I swear by my little brother, no. Xiao Bai said firmly, I believe in you for the last time. Long Fei released Xiao Bai. Xiao Bai shook his body and muttered to himself, I don't know if he broke it or not. I'll have to rely on him to pick up girls from now on. Long Fei glared at him. Xiao Bai immediately giggled, not daring to say anything. Chapter 103, Tribal Extermination. Chapter 103, Tribal Extermination. Master, where are we going now? Xiao Woody will definitely not let this go easily. I need to find the leopard girl first. That wild woman in the leopard pattern? I'm sorry, I was wrong. Master, I was wrong. Don't play my little brother. I won't dare to say that to my sister-in-law again. If you dare be so vulgar again, I'll cut off your little brother. Xiao Bai's body shrunk. The idea moved and entered Long Fei's war pet space, saying, I'm still going to sleep. You humans are too evil. Big move. My big move. I need to study my big move carefully. What exactly do I need to do to be able to use that big move? I don't have enough strength. Yes, my power source energy is insufficient to support the enlargement stroke. How can I find a substitute for the power source? Xiao Bai couldn't help but stare at the thing inside Long Fei's space ring, his eyes shining brightly. Xiao Woody would definitely not give up when he saw that the fierce tiger tribe was in trouble. He would definitely take revenge for the loss of his son. However, finding Long Fei in the hundreds of thousands of barren mountains was like looking for a needle in a haystack. Long Fei was not worried about himself, but about the leopard girl. Xiao Woody would definitely make a move on her. Even if he couldn't find her now, he would still attack the wild leopard tribe that possessed the leopard girl. I have to hurry. The leopard girl will definitely return to wild leopard tribe to evacuate the people in the tribe. Long Fei's heart tightened. After consuming a healing pellet, the wounds on his body became controlled, and he ran towards Huainya. More than an hour later, Long Fei arrived at the edge of the Fire Eagle cave and walked in, but he realized that the Fire Eagle had not returned yet. Those Fire Eagle cubs were currently sharing the python's meat. When they saw Long Fei, they immediately cheered, and all of them surrounded Long Fei, chattering nonstop. What about your mother? Long Fei asked. Goo goo. He could not understand a single word that was being said. Long Fei asked again. Have you seen a woman wearing a leopard pattern with a wild personality? Xiao Bai stopped chewing and said disdainfully, You still call me vulgar. Aren't you the same? Remember this girl's leopard tattoo. Goo goo. There was another burst of bird language, and it was extremely intense. Long Fei felt his scalp go numb and shouted, Xiao Bai, what are they saying? Xiao Bai continued to chew as he said, They said that the woman wearing the leopard stripe jumped down the cliff from here. It was his mother who saved her, over and over again like a madman. In the end, Mother flew away with the woman in the leopard pattern and headed east. East? Long Fei's heart sank. East? Scarlet Flame Valley, in the direction of the wild leopard tribe. As expected, Long Fei's heart sank and said, I'm still too late. Suddenly, when he saw what Xiao Bai was eating while she was speaking, he could not help but ask, Xiao Bai, what are you eating? Xiao Bai immediately said innocently, I didn't eat anything, master. Did you see an illusion? Hurry and go to the woman inside the leopard pattern. I'm worried that she has already reached the wild leopard tribe that you spoke of. Long Fei's expression tensed up. He did not think about what Xiao Bai was eating, and quickly climbed up the cliff and ran towards the east. War Pet Space. Xiao Bai was stunned. He had 3 spirit stones on his, but a total of 5. He ate 2 of them. I wonder if Master will cut off my little brother after he finds out. No matter what, I cannot let him find out. However, now I can use the enlargement stroke. Long Fei sprinted all the way as he increased his speed to the limit. Fire Hawk, you must stop her, you must. Along the way, when it was time, Long Fei swallowed a true pill, causing his true breath to rapidly swell. Under the accumulation of highest-grade medicine powder, his injuries were more or less the same. His energy recovered. Long Fei ran even faster. In another place, Wild Leopard Tribe, the 8 fierce tiger warriors wielded large steel blades and turned into executioners. Speak, where is that small wild leopard? You won't tell me, right? Crack. Speak, has little wild leopard come back yet? Still not telling? Crack. He only asked one question, and if he didn't answer, his head would fall to the ground. He didn't know, but his head fell to the ground. Nonsense. The head falls to the ground. The entire wild leopard tribe was filled with corpses. Old people, women, children, and even pregnant women were all brutally killed as blood flowed like a river. Corpses were piled up like a mountain, and the stench of blood permeated through the tribe. In the forest, the leopard girl quickly shuttled back and forth, quickly charging towards her own tribe. Hearing the screams coming from the direction of the tribe, her heart felt heavy. Tears continued to flow. She was very clear on the methods of the fierce tiger tribe. If they cannot capture her, they would really kill everyone in Wild Leopard Tribe. Daddy is dead. The elders and uncles are dead. I really don't want to see anyone else die for me. The leopard girl was filled with remorse. She felt she should be the one to die. His speed continued to increase. Above her, a fiery eagle circled. Let's go. Hurry up and leave. I'm the daughter of death. If you follow me, you'll also die. The leopard girl looked at the fire hawk in the sky and cried out a few times anxiously. She secretly thought in her heart, Big brother Long Fei, you must be all right, because in the forest, the fire hawk simply couldn't charge down, so it could only continue to circle around and follow him. At the same time, he was also calling Long Fei. Wild Leopard Tribe. A fierce tiger warrior stepped forward, his great steel saber dripping with blood. He respectfully said, Leader, no one knows. Little Wild Leopard probably hasn't come back yet. Xiao Wudi's eyes turned cold and said, It doesn't matter if she has come back or not. Wild Leopard Tribe will still die. Kill them all. Yes, sir. And then, 8 tiger elite warriors began their massacre. Just a moment ago, they were only killing one by one. This time, they were frantically killing. To the elderly, women, and children, each stroke was like cutting vegetables from a radish. There was not the slightest bit of leniency, as if they were devils. It was also at this time. A warrior suddenly ran to Xiao Wudi's side and said, Leader, that fire eagle. Xiao Wudi raised his head to look, and his brows tightened. She's nearby. Kill her and her people. I don't believe she won't come out. Yes, sir. Xiao Wudi laughed coldly and said, Little wild leopard, come out. To see your own clansmen die because of you. Do you have the heart to do so? Ha ha! In the forest, the leopard girl pushed aside the leaves to look at her tribe. She screamed miserably as the sky was filled with raging flames. She let out a sad and shrill roar. Ah! Just as he was about to charge out, Long Fei caught hold of him and held on tightly. Don't go. It's already too late. They're all dead. The leopard girl was going crazy. An indescribable power surged from her body. This power caused a huge impact on Long Fei, and was even stronger than the power on Xiao Wudi's body. Long Fei was extremely shocked, her arms clutching even tighter. If the leopard girl had rushed out, the power from her body would have exploded, and she would have been crippled as well. It was also at this time. Xiao Wudi laughed coldly. You have finally appeared. Chapter 104, One-Shot Kill. Chapter 104, One-Shot Kill. Xiao Wudi's goal was simple, to force out the leopard girl. He used the leopard girl as bait to lure Long Fei out. He never thought that he would be able to imprint both Long Fei and the leopard girl in one go. Immediately, Xiao Wudi laughed sinisterly and said, "Little bastards, you won't be able to escape. Chase after him." In that instant, the 8 fierce tiger warriors transformed into fierce tigers and pounced into the forest. The senses of demon beasts were naturally stronger than humans. In this dark forest, their senses were even more acute. Soon, the 8 of them locked onto Long Fei and the leopard girl's position. Xiao Wudi laughed deeply, turned around, and looked at the wild leopard tribe whose flames shot to the sky. The idea moved, and a powerful force burst out, causing those flames to explode within the tribe as he coldly said, "From today onwards, there will never be a wild leopard tribe in demon territory again." All dead. At this moment, the leopard girl was still struggling intensely. Long Fei did not care too much as he carried her and rushed into the forest. The idea connected with the fire eagle and asked, "Where's the way? Hurry up and give me a hint." He could not determine the direction in the dense forest and could only rely on the fire eagle to navigate. Firehawk said with a sound transmission, "Master, about 3,000 meters away from your left hand is a cliff." That cliff. Firehawk paused for a moment and hesitated, but in the end he still said, "You guys go over there. I'll wait for you at the edge of the cliff." Got it. Fire Eagle, be careful. Xiao Wudi definitely came prepared this time. Long Fei was worried. The Fire Eagle had appeared once before. It was impossible for Xiao Wudi to not be on his guard. Firehawk said, "Master, you can rest assured." The Firehawk was very confident and didn't take Shamu seriously. There were very few flying beasts. In this area, it was the absolute overlord, and it was not afraid of any flying beasts. Carrying the leopard girl, Long Fei quickly shuttled back and forth and said to the leopard girl, "Don't worry, I will definitely take revenge for you. I will definitely kill Xiao Wudi with my own hands." Boss, thinking about the golden light shining off Xiao Wudi's body, he couldn't help but get excited. Human bosses were rare. In the game, if it was a humanoid boss, it would definitely drop something or even a holy artifact. The holy artifact, Gudong. Long Fei heavily swallowed his saliva and muttered, "I will definitely explode you." Tears streamed down the leopard girl's face, and her voice was hoarse. Looking at her father, she felt extremely remorseful that all of her clansmen had died in front of her. Ever since she was young, she was known as the daughter of evil and was also known as the daughter of death. Her mother died because of her. Right now, her father and her clansmen were all dead because of her. She really didn't want anyone to die because of her, so she shouted at Long Fei, "Big brother Long Fei, let me down. I'm the daughter of death. I will bring you bad luck. Let me go. You can escape by yourself. Be with me. You won't be able to escape." Right now, she was only worried about Long Fei. She was worried that her bad luck would befall Long Fei. Hoo. Long Fei panted like an ox and increased his speed to the maximum. Upon hearing the leopard girl's words, he immediately slapped her perky little butt and said, "If you dare say more, I'll break your little butt." What misfortune? Are you Lady Misfortune? Wrong. You're a leopard girl. What unknown daughter? Are you an ominous blade? Wrong. You're a leopard girl. The leopard girl is the leopard girl, not some dead girl, and she won't bring me any misfortune. As long as I, Long Fei, am here, I won't let anyone bully you. I want you to be happy for the rest of your life. Long Fei said as he ran. Your father died for you. Your clansmen died for you. They were all protecting you. Why? Because I hope that you can live on. I'd be furious if you told me again about leaving you behind. Left the leopard girl behind? Impossible. Inhale. Inhale. A 2-meter-tall, robust tiger sniffed and then said to the fierce tiger warriors behind him, to the left, 600 meters away, I'll increase my speed first. Roar. With a leap, the tiger landed on a large tree. It propped itself up with its 4 limbs and jumped again. In the blink of an eye, it was already more than 10 meters away. The 7 ferocious tigers behind him also quickly gave chase. 2 minutes later, Fire Hawk suddenly transmitted his voice. Master, 100 meters behind you, 50 meters, 30 meters. He's here, he's here. In that instant, roar. The fierce tiger roared, and the sound wave from the war chief realm shot out, directly suppressing Long Fei, and even causing his eardrums to crack. Long Fei immediately slowed down. At this moment, that fierce tiger pounced forward, and its body quickly transformed into a half-human, half-beast. A large steel blade heavily slashed down. Fierce tiger slash. The great steel blade suddenly spewed out a flame. Within the flames, an incomparably ferocious flame tiger burst out, forming a blade chi that pounced towards Xiang Longfei. Longfei put down the leopard girl. He lowered his body and spread out his limbs. Guguga. His body flew out like a cannonball. The toting skill was the fastest. When faced with the intense tiger slash, Longfei could only use it if he wanted to. Whoosh! The ferocious fire tiger saber chi pierced through his body, instantly striking the abdomen of the fierce tiger warrior. Bam! The fierce tiger warrior's abdomen was in severe pain, but he was an experienced fierce tiger warrior. Even if his abdomen was in pain, he was still very calm. He changed his blade technique and slashed towards Long Fei's back. Die. Bind him. Jai. Ka. Puff, puff, puff. Blood spurted out from the ferocious tiger warrior's mouth. His body sank into the ground, but his hands still fiercely hacked down from the air. Die. The cultivation level of the war chief realm was much higher than Long Fei. Moreover, Long Fei never thought that he would actually still be able to go all out and slash after being struck by the toting skill's garroting. His heart sank as he thought to himself, this is over. This blade was definitely going to die. F*CK. It's still too weak. Long Fei felt hatred in his heart, and at the same time laughed. It's over. Whoosh! Just as Long Fei was about to lose all hope, an incomparably sharp spear cut across the sky, the tip of the spear carrying a red light, like a light-emitting weapon. The javelin was directly thrust into the fierce tiger warrior's mouth. Boom! The fierce tiger warrior was nailed to a large tree in the distance by the powerful force. The fine steel saber was only half a centimeter away from Long Fei's back. Long Fei felt a chill on his back and almost peed on his pants. Looking at the javelin in the feral tiger warrior's mouth, Long Fei turned to look at the leopard girl not far away and said excitedly, "This is you, wild huntress." The leopard girl stood there. His chest heaved up and down, and the 2 giant peaks shook as if wanting to shatter the leopard-patterned barrier. He looked at Long Fei and said, "Big brother Long Fei, I won't resign myself to fate." At that moment, she and Long Fei had the same thought, that Long Fei was going to die. However, she did not want to see the people around her die because of her. She did not know why, but in that instant, that mysterious power within her suddenly burst forth, grabbing the javelin and throwing it away. Awesome. Chapter 105, Dragon Valley. Chapter 105. Dragon Valley. The leopard girl's sudden outburst made Long Fei extremely excited. In the LOL game, for a leopard girl to reach her limit was really an eye-popping display of damage. Half-blood. Moreover, just then, Long Fei saw clearly that a 6-digit damage had floated up above the fierce tiger warrior's head. Even a critical strike couldn't do that. This was the real leopard girl. Wild huntress. Right in front. Chase after him. A roar came from the forest. Long Fei looked at the leopard girl and said, "Let's go." The leopard girl looked at the dark forest. Her gaze tensed up as she quickly followed Long Fei, running towards the cliff. Scorching tiger. Fierce tiger. The three of them looked at the fierce tiger warriors nailed to the tree with bloodshot eyes. Ah! Bastard, I'll kill you. Roar. Looking at the incomparably miserable state of the fierce tiger, the three of them were enraged. They grew up together, cultivated together, and became the fierce tiger tribe's fierce tiger warriors. They were even closer than brothers. The death of the fierce tiger had provoked them. Green tiger, wait for the leader. Roar. A giant green tiger rushed out, filled with incomparable rage. Next, the other two fierce tigers also quickly followed. When their speed reached its limit, the power of the war chief realm burst out. In less than half a minute, Green Tiger, who was at the front, saw the leopard girl. Little bitch, return my big brother's life. Roar. With a roar, Green Tiger moved, his body transformed into a half-human, half-beast, and slashed down. At this moment, Long Fei suddenly stood up from behind a big tree, tightly holding onto the dragon's salure. He grinned and shouted excitedly, slash. A single slash swept out. After slicing through the air, the flaming saber chi was set ablaze. Boom! It directly slashed at Green Tiger's waist. Crack! The tyrannical power of the supreme artifact erupted. Dagger slash. Instant kill. Ding! Congratulations to player Long Fei for killing Green Tiger for obtaining 12,000 experience, 800 true breath, and 10 energy values. The instant after the beheading, Long Fei took a step forward and quickly chased after the leopard girl. Green Tiger. Green Tiger. They were a few seconds slower than Green Tiger. From afar, they saw Green Tiger's body being cut in half by Green Tiger's waist, with blood flowing all over the ground. The two lost their minds and rushed forward. Anger made them lose their mind. A scarlet tiger was getting closer and closer to Long Fei, its claws trying to catch him. The leopard girl. Big brother Long Fei. Long Fei's speed suddenly changed. The leopard girl in front of Long Fei suddenly turned around and threw a javelin at him. Whoosh, 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 asterisk bam. The javelin shot out and pierced right through the tiger's heart. It sent him flying and nailed him to a big tree. The javelin directly pierced through his body. Boom! Blood gushed out as his limbs struggled. Looking at the leopard girl in the distance, he was enraged and his vision blurred. Dead. One-hit kill. Long Fei praised her excitedly. Beautiful. This marker was too beautiful. The leopard girl also giggled. At the same time, her expression changed and she shouted, Big brother Long Fei, behind you. The other fierce tiger warrior had already pounced over. The steel blade had already slashed at the top of Xiang Long Fei's head. His life was hanging by a thread. A few of Long Fei's hair was cut off by the blade chi. He raised his eyes. I still don't know who died. Crack! Boom! Godly right arm fist. A punch was sent out explosively, directly hitting the steel broadsword. Bam! The large power King Kong Ape's God power burst out. His fist broke the steel broadsword, and the strong fist wind smashed onto the feral tiger warrior's face. The fierce tiger warrior flew out. Tiny rippling steps. Shwa! Without waiting for the feral tiger warrior to land on the ground, Long Fei had already leapt into the air. Looking down from above, he cupped his fists together, forming the battle axe form. Boom! Hugging his fists, he smashed them onto the fierce tiger warrior's head. 2 combo. The head split open. Headshot. Instant kill. Ding! Congratulations to player Long Fei for killing Lan Hu for obtaining 12,000 experience, 800 true breath, and 10 energy values. Ding! Congratulations player Long Fei for comprehending combo technique. You have gained 1,000 experience points, 100 true breath points, and 100 points as a reward. Martial skills. Combo description. Links between cultivation techniques. Links can form a combo for less than 1 second. Combo damage can result in a 50% critical hit increase. Awesome. Consecutive attacks were very common in the game. However, this was the first time Long Fei used the combo effect, and also the first time that his head exploded. And because of this, he comprehended a combo cultivation method. The only thing that was lacking was that he could only use martial skills to combo the attacks. He couldn't use normal attacks. Otherwise, Long Fei would have been able to knock the combo to an explosive height. Faster. Let's go. Long Fei held the leopard girl's hand and quickly walked towards the direction of the cliff. As long as he walked to the cliff and sat on the fire eagle, he would be able to escape from Xiao Wudi's pursuit. These feral tiger warriors were all war chief rankers. Long Fei could barely deal with them. However, he could only fight him one-on-one, but if he were to face off against two war chief rankers, he would definitely not be a match for them. The difference in levels was simply too great. The most important thing was Xiao Wudi. In front of Xiao Wudi, he basically did not have any chance to retaliate. War Elder Realm. It was something that Long Fei couldn't shake at all right now. The only way was to hide, raise his level increase, and, at the very least, break through the War Chief realm. Just you wait. I will definitely kill you. I definitely will. Long Fei said in his heart. There is no justice for a boss not to explode. The four fierce tiger warriors landed. Looking at the corpses of Lai Hu, Chi Hu, Green Tiger, and Lan Hu, each one of them looked extremely miserable. However, the four of them were extremely calm and did not lose their minds from their anger. Up ahead is the cliff. They definitely want to use the fire hawks to escape. We'll surround them. We can't let them get on the fire eagle. The power within the four of them resonated, and once again, their powers were activated. In twos and twos, they charged right and left. Long Fei and the female leopard increased their speed continuously. The more they ran, the more the leopard girl's expression became unsettled. She said, "Big brother Long Fei." The canyon ahead. Long Fei asked, "What's wrong?" The leopard girl's eyebrows tightened and said, "The gorge in front is Demon Territory's forbidden area and is also hundreds of thousands of barren mountains' forbidden area. No one who goes in will be able to come out alive. I'm worried." Firehawk. Long Fei's heart tensed up. He remembered that when the fire eagle told him that there was a cliff in front of them, its tone was a little off, and he asked, "What valley is in front?" The leopard girl's voice trembled because she was scared, even mentioning the name of that valley. She said, "Dragon's Valley." Chapter 106. Are we going to die? Chapter 106. Are we going to die? Dragon's Valley? Long Fei's heart suddenly trembled. Not out of fear. He was excited. Long Fei immediately asked, "Why is it called Dragon's Valley? And why did it become a forbidden grounds?" The leopard girl said, "I'm not too sure either. There was a rumor circulating around the demon territory that a fire dragon had created the hundreds of thousands of barren mountains. The fire dragons are the progenitors of their evil demons. Once, someone heard the roars of a huge dragon in the canyon. From then on, it was named the Dragon's Valley. It was the holy land of the demon territory and was also a forbidden area. The fire eagle definitely knew that the Dragon Valley was ahead of them. However, he did not have a choice because this was the closest and the only way to escape. He could only try once. Fire Dragon. Long Fei became excited in his heart and thought to himself, "This must be it. This must be it." There had to be a fire dragon here. As long as he could get the dragon blood, a large amount of dragon blood, that grandpa's illness can definitely be cured, and it can even help him to break through the War Master Ring. It can definitely happen. The leopard girl looked at Long Fei's thoughtful expression and said, "Big brother Long Fei, why don't we change our direction? Tell Fire Eagle we..." Caw! At this moment, a mournful scream rang out. Long Fei was startled. "Fire Eagle." Fire Eagle immediately said to Long Fei through sound transmission, "Master, run, run, quickly run." Caw! Soon after, more miserable screams could be heard. Long Fei threw aside everything and quickly rushed out. The field of vision in front suddenly widened, and everything around was golden, radiating light like gold. The stone melted. The trees that grew up were also golden in color, and the leaves were golden in color. It was the same as the dark forest from before, a completely different world. The instant Long Fei rushed out of the forest, The four feral tiger warriors pounced on him and roared fiercely. Humble human, surrender yourself. Bam! 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 Long Fei made 3 consecutive moves, blocking 3 of them, but another punch landed on his abdomen, and the clothes on his back were torn off by the wind that went through his body. His entire body was sent flying as he landed heavily on the ground. It was as if his body was splitting apart. The 4 of them revealed looks of contempt and cold smiles. The moment Long Fei was smashed to the ground, the 4 of them moved at the same time, sheathed their steel broadswords, and threw 4 heavy fists at him. Bang, bang, bang. Big brother Long Fei, don't. Long Fei violently spurted out blood. The bones in his entire body seemed to have collapsed. It was extremely uncomfortable. Against 4 experts of the War Chief realm, he did not have any chance to retaliate. The difference in levels was simply too great. The 4 feral tiger warriors dragged Long Fei's body to the edge of the cliff. It was also at this time, Xiao Wudi's figure slowly flew up. Beneath his feet was the fire eagle, who had suffered heavy injuries. Looking at Long Fei, whose blood was violently spurting out, the fire eagle screamed miserably, "Master, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have let you come here. I'm sorry." Long Fei spat out a mouthful of blood, his face pale white. Xiao Wudi stared at Long Fei coldly and said, "Fight with me? Are you qualified?" "Humph," Xiao Wudi coldly snorted and said, "You overestimate yourself." And then Xiao Wudi looked at the shivering leopard girl and said, "Capture her for me." The 2 feral tiger warriors stepped on Long Fei's body. The other 2 grabbed the leopard girl and punched her twice. The leopard girl also coughed out a mouthful of blood. He was dragged up. "Big brother Long Fei, it's all because of me. I'm sorry. It's all because of my misfortune." The leopard girl dropped to the ground and sat beside Long Fei. Looking at the fresh blood that covered Long Fei's body, her heart was in incomparable pain. Long Fei moved his right hand slightly and wiped away the tears on the leopard girl's face. He laughed lightly. "Idiot, if you're a leopard girl, then you're a leopard girl." "Ouch," Xiao Wudi sneered. "At a time like this, you're still flirting with me?" "Long Fei, when your father stole my woman, I swore from that moment onwards that I will make your Long family pay." The leopard girl suddenly stood up and said, "Xiao Wudi, the person you want is me, and I was the one who caused your son's death. I beg you, please let big brother Long Fei go. I'm willing to do anything." "You dare to mention my son?" Xiao Wudi suddenly became furious, the powerful pressure immediately pressing down on the leopard girl's body. Plop! The leopard girl was stomped on the ground. Xiao Wudi said solemnly, "My son likes you so much that he can do anything for you. But what about you? You be *TCH. Che likes a lowly human. You are not worthy of being my son. I will bury you alive in front of my son's grave. I will make you repent in front of his grave for all eternity." He was extremely furious at Xiao Hu's death. However, he was even more enraged that the leopard girl chose humans over his son. This human was still a member of the Long family. Long Zhanting's son's fury had increased explosively, as if someone had added oil to the fire. The leopard girl said, "I am willing to accept any punishment that you give me, and I beg you, please let him go. Big brother Long Fei is innocent, so I will kowtow to you, Uncle Unrivaled." As he spoke, he kowtowed. Long Fei shouted, "Don't kowtow to that beast. Xiao Wudi, if you have the guts, come after your father." "Do you know why my father was able to take my mother away? Because she likes my father, not you. Do you understand?" The leopard girl doesn't like Xiao Hu at all, understand? You father and son are both losers. Do you understand? Long Fei roared. Xiao Wudi became even more furious. All of the energy in his body ignited as he roared towards the sky. Anger. He was in incomparable rage. For some reason, his angry roar echoed throughout Dragon Canyon. Suddenly, the entire canyon began to shake. "Leader, this is the Dragon Valley of the Forbidden Area. Will it anger the sacred ancient? Otherwise, we..." It was also at this time. The fire eagle suddenly screeched, and the idea used the voice transmission technique to Long Fei. Master, this is the right time. Whooshwang! Rumble! Long Fei clenched his teeth and roared fiercely. He released the power of 2 times the normal attribute. He roared and suddenly stood up, grabbing the leopard girl and flying out of the cliff. Firehawk! Caw! The firehawk gave a cry, and suddenly, its body turned into a straight line, flying into the sky. Xiao Wuti was also caught off guard. His body swayed and was about to fall off the back of the fire eagle. If he fell down, he would die without a doubt. This was a forbidden area, Dragon Valley. Long Fei looked at Xiao Wuti's swaying body and became excited. It's going to succeed, it's going to succeed. But he did not understand the power of the War Elder Realm at all. Xiao Wuti's eyes turned sinister, and the power of change on the 3rd step erupted. Boom! A sneak attack on your father. Then die with me. Xiao Wuti then kicked the fire eagle's wings hard, causing her to fall off the cliff. And at this moment, Long Fei was desperate. The leopard girl giggled and said, "Big brother Long Fei, are we going to die?" Chapter 107. I'm willing to marry you. Chapter 107. I'm willing to marry you. Long Fei's plan was for Fire Eagle to throw Xiao Wuti off the cliff. However, Xiao Wuti's ability had exceeded his expectations. The Fire Eagle did not shake him off, and instead, its wings were snapped by Xiao Wuti with a single kick as it fell into the abyss like a kite with its string cut. The key to the plan was the Firehawk. The Fire Eagle was injured and fell into the abyss. Long Fei carried the leopard girl and already jumped out. He originally thought that the Firehawk would have enough time to catch them and fly into the sky. Long Fei hugged the leopard girl tightly and said, "Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid." He placed the leopard girl on top of him, his back facing downwards. Using his own body as a cushion, he hoped to keep the leopard girl alive. The leopard girl stayed in Long Fei's embrace as she was afraid, and the two looked at each other. The picture was just like the one in the movie. The two of them continued to descend. The wind whistled, and smoke curled up in the air. It was as if all of this was forbidden by them. The leopard girl blinked her long eyelashes, and her eyes were incomparably gentle as she said, "Big brother Long Fei, I'm willing. Are you willing? What would you like?" Long Fei asked. Although she was shy, she still boldly said, "I'm willing to marry you and be loyal to you for the rest of my life. No matter how rich or poor I am, life and death will always be with me." She thought about Long Fei's proposal under the altar of the fierce tiger tribe and didn't say anything at that time. Long Fei was startled. At that time, he had wanted to bring the leopard girl away, but now that the leopard girl had said this, he felt a little uncomfortable. He said, "I'm a bad guy. Am I home also?" Not waiting for him to finish. The leopard girl's burning hot lips covered Long Fei's mouth as she spoke. "Don't say anything. I'm even willing. No matter how many women you have, no matter who is in your family, I'll follow you for the rest of my life." In this instant, Long Fei's body he felt as though it had been struck by lightning. Strictly speaking, this was his first kiss. This feeling was too wonderful. His heart was filled with sweetness, and he had a feeling the feeling of happiness. At this moment, their bodies became hot and dry. Long Fei also threw caution to the wind. He was about to fall to his death, and he himself was still a virgin, standing in mid-air. Pa pa pa. To be able to die with such a beautiful girl like the leopard girl, his entire life would be worth it. The leopard girl's breathing quickened, and her voice carried a slight moan. The enchanting chi on Long Fei's body was absorbed by her, causing her breathing to become hurried and her body to become boiling hot. Long Fei was the same. The forbidden fruit told them that it yearned for them, but at the same time, it was ignorant. The leopard girl panted and said, "Big brother Long Fei." Long Fei's heart trembled. He realized that the dragon girl was a little different. Her body was boiling hot. How could this be? Even if it's a physical need, it won't become so intense. That's not right. Suddenly, in Long Fei's heart, everything disappeared because he felt that something was amiss. He sniffed. There's something wrong with the air. The leopard girl. Wake up. The leopard girl still looked at Long Fei charmingly without stopping. So hot. So hot. Big brother Long Fei, I'm so hot. While they were talking, she directly sat on Long Fei's waist. Long Fei ferociously roared towards the sky. Whooshwang! Boom! With his double attribute strength exploding out, he did not care too much and used his palm as a blade and struck the back of the leopard girl's neck. The leopard girl's body went limp and she fainted while lying on Long Fei's body. Long Fei also calmed down and said, "Damn, I almost couldn't hold on anymore." At this moment, rumble, a pillar of fire shot into the sky. It was just a few meters away from his body. It scared him so much that his body trembled. "We can't die. I can't die here. I still have too many things to do. I can't die yet." Long Fei frowned. "I have yet to find dragon blood to save grandfather. I have yet to help the Long family rise in power. I have yet to slap Nangong Yan's face. I have yet to step on Three Pillars' face. I have yet to step on Nangong Imperial family's face. I have yet to find a remaining half of the dragon's salure. I still have a lot of things to do. I can't die." Long Fei turned his body abruptly, his eyes almost unable to open due to the scorching strong wind. This was because the Wushuang attribute was still continuing. Long Fei could barely make out that there were many huge pits at the bottom of the abyss. At the same time, there were also many fiery holes flowing with magma that would spurt out magma from time to time. Water. There's water in the pit. Long Fei crazily calculated in his mind. Water. King Kong shield, battle dragon armor. Long Fei swallowed a healing pellet and a true pill. He silently thought in his heart, "No matter what, let's fight it out. King Kong shield, open. Buzz. Battle dragon armor, open. Boom." The King Kong shield's power released a wave of air shield that wrapped Long Fei up. The dragon battle armor's defense was also released. Long Fei controlled his direction and hugged the leopard girl. His body sank as he rushed into a puddle of water. "Old master, bless me." Chapter 108, Dragon. Chapter 108. Dragon, all defenses were activated. His falling speed had also reached its limit. If the water in the hole was shallow, Long Fei would definitely die from the impact. He could only rely on luck. Rumble, rumble. The fire pillar rose to the sky. One after another fire pillar burst out. It was extremely hot. Long Fei roared out, Walala. He stuck his head into the hole. Gulp, gulp. With the leopard girl in his arms, he continued to dive deeper and deeper. He was glad that the hole was very deep, like a bullet entering water. The moment he entered the hole, the King Kong shield's defense broke and it crumbled. The battle dragon armor's 2 wings had been broken as well. When the true breath was exhausted, Wushuang would automatically cancel it. At this moment, all of Long Fei's defenses disappeared. It helped him offset most of the impact, but he wasn't injured at all. It was just that the impact was too great, and he continued to dive deeper. Gulp, gulp, boom, boom. The column of fire shot out from the pillar, reflecting the water as bright as day. Suddenly, a huge shadow flashed past. Whoosh! Long Fei's heart sank. What is it? Whoosh! Long Fei could see it clearly this time. A ferocious beast, whose entire body was covered with bone spikes, was staring straight at him, its 2 eyes flickering with green light, baring its fangs, as if it was drooling. Gulp! Long Fei spat out a string of bubbles. Immediately, his feet moved as he quickly swam up. He cursed in his heart. What the hell? What the hell is this thing? Is this guy crazy? The gash was very long. This was the first time Long Fei had encountered such a monster with just 1,000,000 HP. He did not want to kill, but to escape. He could not hold on in the water for long, and he was not sure what was happening to the leopard girl either. He needed to get out of the water as soon as possible. Whoosh! 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 The prehistoric beast kept changing its position like lightning, causing Long Fei to be unable to see it clearly. Moreover, it seemed to be extremely curious about Long Fei and had never come across this kind of thing. It did not eat him immediately, but instead continued to play around with him. Just like a cat catching a mouse, the first thing it did was not to eat it, but to play with it. It was so funny that it had no power to resist. Long Fei swam upstream with all his might, and the idea in his heart said to Xiao Bai, "Idiot, do you have a way?" Xiao Bai immediately said, "Master, I want the enlargement stroke." Long Fei had a shadow in his heart because of Xiao Bai's big move, so he asked, "Do you have any other ways? If there is, let's use other methods and don't ever talk about enlargement stroke s. Brother, I can't hurt you." Xiao Bai hesitated for a moment, shook his head and said, "No, I only have one move. Holy sh*t." Long Fei cursed in his heart, seeing that he was getting closer and closer to the water surface. He could tell from the eyes of the prehistoric monster that it was about to attack. Helpless, Long Fei shouted in his heart, "Your enlargement stroke. If you make another fart and drag a pile of sh*t out, you'll be beaten to death by me. I really don't want to see that again." Xiao Bai said confidently, "Master, just watch." Finished. Xiao Bai rushed out from War Pet Space. Gulu. The sound of someone drowning. "Master, I can't swim. I can't swim. Gulu. Cough, cough, cough." Xiao Bai anxiously cried for help, his four limbs struggling nonstop. After struggling for a while, his eyes turned white. "Big move? Is this your ultimate move? What the f***ck?" Long Fei was truly speechless. It was extremely painful. Long Fei grabbed Xiao Bai with one hand and the leopard girl with the other, while doing his best to swim upwards. "Why is my life so bitter? What kind of bullsh*t beast is this? I'm really convinced." When the prehistoric monster saw Xiao Bai, its expression shook. Following that, all the bones in its body suddenly stood up, and its body doubled in size. It rushed towards Xiang Longfei with a whoosh. The aura from Xiao Bai's body made it feel fear and excitement at the same time. At this moment, it became extremely fierce. "It's over. It's over." They were not killed by Xiao Wudi. They did not fall to their deaths, but were about to be eaten by demon beasts. Long Fei's heart sank. He really had no way out right now. He could not exert any strength at all due to the injuries on his body and his body being exhausted. Furthermore, he had to pull the leopard girl and Xiao Bai with all his might to swim upstream, because the leopard girl had already fallen into a severe coma. Xiao Bai also turned into a dead dog. Under this situation, Long Fei really had no other choice. "Am I going to die?" Long Fei frowned. He was extremely unhappy. This father has so many things to do, but this father has just come to this different world, and I haven't enjoyed my days here. The most important thing is, I'm still a virgin. I don't want to die. Zhang Xian was infuriated. Connect to the idea's sea of consciousness for some reason. The sea of consciousness and the spiritual void ring were connected. The luck attribute burst forth and connected to the dragon salure. The dragon salure released an extremely overbearing aura. Wong! His aura shook, and an invisible force exploded outwards. That prehistoric monster only stopped for a moment, but in that instant, it still quickly rushed over at an astonishing speed. However, the energy from the dragon salure's aura continued to rush into the depths of the water, just as the prehistoric monster was about to devour Long Fei. Wong! Deep within the waters, a gigantic eye slowly opened. It was as though it was gliding through the natural energy of the world. With a glare of his golden pupils, endless power burst forth, and the entire water seemed to stand still. And at that instant, that prehistoric beast shrunk its body into the size of a fist, and it immediately fled as if it saw a ghost. In the blink of an eye, it disappeared without a trace. Long Fei also felt the power that came from the water. Looking at that eyes that was like a fireball, his heart was in turmoil. Dragon. At this moment, on the cliff, Xiao Wudi was extremely furious. This couple has truly let you two off easy by dying below. If he's alive, I want to see him. If he's dead, I want to see his corpse. Go down and search. Xiao Wuti was still not in a good mood. He wanted to use Long Fei's head to hang onto the flag of the demon army, to use Long Fei's blood to pay tribute to his son's death. There was also the leopard girl, and he could not let her go. Her son was so fond of her that even if she died, she would die by his side. One of the feral tiger warriors said anxiously, "Leader, the demon army has already gathered. They're still waiting for you to blow the horn to attack." "Yes, leader, they must be dead." "Leader, the greater picture is the more important. Demon army had already gathered enough. If Xiao Wuti still did not appear, then he would lose his aura. If he lost his aura, there was no way to fight." Xiao Wuti looked at the dragon's canyon, clenched his fists tightly, and laughed crazily towards the sky, saying, "Long Zhanting, did you see that? Your son died at my hands." "Holy Witch, did you see that? Your son died at my hands, ha ha. Ha ha, just you wait. I will immediately kill all of the Long family's troops in Dragon Mountain Valley. Ha ha ha." Chapter 109, Demonic Land. Chapter 109, Demonic Land. Hoo 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 hoo. Hoo 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 hoo. Long Fei lay on the shore, panting like a cow. He recovered a little bit, then hacked a piece of clothes onto the leopard girl's body. Puff, puff. The leopard girl spat out a mouthful of saliva as her consciousness slowly recovered. Her eyes weakly opened as she looked at her surroundings. "Big brother Long Fei, are we dead?" Long Fei laughed. "With me here, even Yama can't think of taking you away from me." Long Fei saw that Xiao Bai's eyes were white, his four limbs facing up. He coldly snorted and scolded. "Continue playing dead for me. Do you believe that I won't kick you into the water?" He. Xiao Bai immediately stood up and said, "Master, it was my mistake. It was really my mistake. I didn't expect that my big move couldn't come out from the water. Or maybe it's because I'm too nervous about swimming. I won't have it next time. Next time, I'll definitely use my big move." "Master, can you not play with my little brother?" If you say don't play, then don't play. Are you the boss or am I the boss? There are still outsiders here. Can't you give them some face? You still know how to talk about face? You've already lost all of my face." "I don't dare. I won't dare anymore, I swear." Long Fei did not show mercy and shouted, "You still have the face to mention the word big move to me? I've been played by you again and again. If there's a next time, I'll directly cut you into pieces." After saying that, Long Fei released Xiao Bai, glared at him, and said, "If you continue to play with me, you will know the consequences." He was truly angry in his heart. However, even if Long Fei said this, it would only scare Xiao Bai, because he felt that he was deceived. It was still 2 times, and there had to be a limit to his naughtiness. Both times were critical moments, and he had almost died at Xiao Bai's hands. If he didn't teach him a lesson, he really wouldn't remember. Xiao Bai nodded with grievance and said, "I understand." And then he muttered, "But I really do have some tricks up my sleeves." "You're still talking about big moves?" Long Fei's eyes tensed up. Xiao Bai immediately did not dare to say more, and said in his heart, "Master, I really do have a big move. How would I know that I can't swim, and can't use a big move in the water? Sigh, how depressing. Master, just you wait. Sooner or later, I will shock you." Oomph. Xiao Bai jumped into the war pet space, took out a 4th spirit stone, and placed it into his mouth with a G sound. He was stifled in his heart, saying, "I will definitely shock you. I will definitely release a big move. I will definitely do so. I, Xiao Bai, swear on my little brother's oath." Long Fei was also a little self-reproachful. The punishment for the little brother playing, just now, was a little too severe. When the idea moved and saw what Xiao Bai was eating, it couldn't help but ask, "What are you eating?" Xiao Bai immediately closed his mouth and shook his head. Long Fei did not ask any further and said, "It was my fault just now. I apologize to you. I'm sorry." Xiao Bai's eyes shook. He was moved to tears. Tears streamed down her face, and she opened her mouth to howl, "Master." The moment he opened his mouth, the spirit stone powder within it fell out. Long Fei was startled and asked, "What are these?" Xiao Bai's expression instantly changed, and he said, Nothing. Nothing at all. Spirit stones. My spirit stones. 50 spirit stones. Long Fei thought about how he was sold to Lu Luoshi for 50 spirit stones on top of the sword-teeth tiger spell notice in the auction. 50 spirit stones was 50 million gold coins. Moreover, Long Fei was still thinking about when he should return the spirit stones to Lu Luoshi. After all, they were in need of spirit stones in the sect, so spirit stones were currently not of much use to him. However, who would have thought that in this short period of 1 month, there would only be 3 out of 50 spirit stones left? Immediately, Long Fei was shocked. Seeing that there were only 3 out of the 50 spirit stones left, his anger exploded out as though the sky had turned dark, and he said, "Xiao Bai, get out right now. Come out. It's fine, it's just a spirit stone. I won't hit you, so don't worry." Xiao Bai hid himself in the deepest corner of War Pet space and said, "Master, I won't disturb you, an eldest sister-in-law anymore. I'm fine here. Come out." Long Fei shouted. Xiao Bai giggled and said, "If I don't come out, I'm going to sleep." After which, he curled his body and his snores echoed in the air. Long Fei really wanted to rush into the War Pet space and skin Xiao Bai. It was too infuriating. Say, "You ate so many spirit stones, why don't you level up for me to see?" He hasn't leveled up, nor does he have any big moves. You, return 50 million to me. He used to be a rich man, but now he felt like he had suddenly become destitute. The 50 million silver that he had obtained from Long Zhanwu was all returned to his big uncle. Now, Long Fei was even more destitute. Xiao Bai muttered, "Soon, very soon. Is this how divine beasts cheat people?" Long Fei wanted to cry, but no tears came out. The leopard girl looked at Long Fei, whose face was filled with anger, and asked, "Big brother Long Fei, what's wrong?" Long Fei threw himself into the leopard girl's embrace and said, "Let me borrow your shoulder for a bit. I want to cry." Long Fei crashed onto the twin peaks of the leopard girl in an instant. His body felt soft, and when he thought of the scene in the air just now, his killing intent immediately rose again. The leopard girl said, "Big brother Long Fei, the fire eagle also fell down. Should we go and look for it?" "Yes." Almost forgot. Long Fei immediately stood up and mentally shouted to Xiao Bai, "I'll let you go for now. Immediately feel the location of the fire eagle." Xiao Bai acted as if he had received an amnesty and said, "As you command." 3 seconds later, Xiao Bai said, "Master, there's a weak aura about a kilometer ahead. The fire eagle should be right there." Long Fei immediately ran over with the leopard girl. Indeed, it was a fire eagle. If it fell, it wouldn't be as lucky as Long Fei and the others when they smashed into the rocks. Luckily, there were a few tree branches blocking it along the way. Otherwise, it would definitely fall to its death. Long Fei took out the highest grade medicine powder and fed it to the fire eagle, then consoled it. It's fine now." The healing rate of the healing pill was extremely fast. The fire eagle had recovered from its injuries and was now holding on to its life. However, it was impossible for it to fly again from a new location. His wings needed half a month to recover. Firehawk said gratefully, "Master, thank you." Long Fei said guiltily, "It's my fault. I shouldn't have brought you in." Firehawk said, No. You saved my child. You're my benefactor. All right, you should rest first. Leopard girl, you stay here. I'll see if there's a way out." Long Fei said, "Big brother Long Fei, unless we can fly, we can't get out. Furthermore, this is the evil demon holy land. The evil ancestor is here. He will eat the food between us." Long Fei thought, "Is the evil ancestor that dragon?" Chapter 110. Do you want me? Chapter 110. Do you want me? Long Fei still came out as scout. He came to hundreds of thousands of barren mountains to find the dragon. Just now, the huge eye in the water had burst forth with endless power. Long Fei was certain that that was a dragon, hidden in the water. Water dragon? Didn't they say that the wildfire would set the prairie ablaze? No matter what kind of dragon it was, Long Fei wanted to obtain the dragon's blood. "I'll be right back," Long Fei explained as he walked out. There were two cliffs on both sides of the Dragon's Canyon that even apes couldn't climb, so Long Fei didn't even have time to think about it. There was an uneven ground in the middle of the cliffs on both sides of the Dragon's Canyon. There was water in some of the pits, and some were thirsty. At the edge of these deep pits, there were a few caves that were covered in lava. These caves were very narrow and could shoot out pillars of fire at any time. If one was not careful, they would be burnt to ashes. Fire pillar, dragon footprints, water, all of these things added together slightly shook Long Fei's heart. Could it be that there are two dragons here? Water dragons? Fire dragon? Or is it? Long Fei shook his head and thought, impossible. Other than that, Long Fei was sure that the gigantic dragons were not the kind of dragons like the 8-clawed golden dragons, but the Western world's lizard dragons. No matter what dragon it was, as long as he had dragon blood, that was enough. Moreover, the lizards of the Western world were on a completely different level from the dragons of the East. After clearly inspecting his surroundings, Long Fei moved and asked, Foodie, can you feel if there's anything else around? Because he had not released his big move twice and was punished for stealing so many spirit stones, Xiaobai wanted to show off and seize every opportunity available to him. Hearing Long Fei's words, Xiaobai's idea sank and immediately released, covering the entire Dragon's Canyon. He continued to search. Half a minute later, Xiaobai said, Master, there's nothing abnormal with the canyon, but there's a huge cave in the canyon. The distance is too far. I can't sense anything in the cave. A cave? Entrance? Long Fei's heart trembled and said, Let's enter the cave and see then. Long Fei's heart was getting more and more nervous and also more and more excited. What kind of existence was a dragon? In his previous life, he had only seen it on television before. If he could get a dragon as a mount, then he would definitely be a very eye-catching existence. Walking on the street, isn't the little girl going to be mesmerized? Just thinking about it made him feel that it was a very eye-catching thing. Let's go. Long Fei headed towards the direction of the cave, just as he was about 10 meters away from the cave. Roar! A dragon's roar rang out. A strong and scorching chi swept out from the cave, causing Long Fei to be unable to stand steadily. Next, rumble, rumble, rumble. The entire canyon shook, and all the pillars of fire shot up into the sky. The water in the crater started to boil, and the earth started to shake, as if it was the end of the world. Big Brother Long Fei. The leopard girl held onto the fire hawk as she hurried over. Bam! Boom! Huge rocks rolled down from both sides of the cliff. Long Fei saw a giant boulder fall above the leopard girl's head, and after swallowing a true pill, he pulled out a dragon salyer and leaped forward fiercely. With a single slash, he shattered the boulder and supported the fire eagle, saying, You go into the cave first. Too many boulders. The outer sect was too dangerous. The moment Long Fei supported the fire eagle into the cave, a huge boulder came crashing down and blocked the cave's exit. The leopard girl's face darkened. Brother Long Fei, what do we do now? Long Fei tried using the dragon salyer a few times, but to no avail. There was a landslide outside, and the exit had been sealed off. Long Fei frowned and said, Right now, the only way out is to find that dragon and let it lead us out. This was the only way. Moreover, regardless if the exit was sealed, Long Fei had to find that dragon. The leopard girl was stunned. There really is a dragon? That is the evil ancestor, Big Brother Long Fei. Don't worry, I'll take you out. Long Fei smiled lightly and said, You and the fire eagle wait for me here. I'll be back soon. Big Brother Long Fei, don't abandon me, I want to go as well. The leopard girl tugged at the corner of Long Fei's clothes and looked at Long Fei with blinking eyes as she spoke in a spoiled manner. Her two eyes were filled with tears and looked very pitiful. She had nothing now. Her family and tribe were gone. The only thing she wanted to do now was follow Long Fei, as he could give her a sense of security. Long Fei looked at the Fire Eagle. Fire Eagle Ideas said, Master, I'm fine, you guys can go. All right then. Long Fei held the leopard girl's hand and said, Follow me carefully, don't run around, don't move about randomly. This isn't like the outside world. Leopard Girl was too wild. Long Fei was really afraid that she would go around provoking beasts like she did outside. The Leopard Girl obediently nodded and giggled. She said, "I'm the most obedient, not to mention you're my husband. I'm more obedient, husband." Long Fei was a little confused to the point that he couldn't react. The Leopard Girl had already walked out. She turned her head to look at Long Fei and said, "Husband, what are you still standing there for?" Long Fei smiled from the bottom of his heart and thought to himself, "That naive and happy Leopard Girl is back again." Actually, the Leopard Girl did not put them all down. She merely wanted to appear happier in front of Long Fei and tell him not to worry about her. An innocent girl matured in just a few days. However, the Leopard Girl would always pretend to be an innocent girl in front of Long Fei, because she knew that Long Fei liked to see her smile. Long Fei chased after the Leopard Girl, protecting her by his side. The idea asked, "Xiao Bai, did you sense anything?" Xiao Bai shook his head and said, "This cave is too big. It's just like an underground labyrinth. I can't sense anything." Then a little deeper, the Leopard Girl pulled Long Fei's hand and said, "Lord Husband, are we really looking for the evil ancestor?" Long Fei held the Leopard Girl's hand tightly and said, "Amen, I want to find him. I need the things on him, and only by finding him will we be able to escape." "Oh," the Leopard Girl muttered. "Will you kill him?" Long Fei laughed. "I don't know either." "Oh." The Leopard Girl began to ponder and said, "If it's possible, can you not kill him?" "Whatever you say." Long Fei smiled. He did not feel that the Leopard Girl's expression was wrong. In Long Fei's opinion, the Leopard Girl was too kind. The Leopard Girl giggled and said, "Husband is the best to me." Long Fei saw her smile and felt a sense of happiness. "Husband's name. When did you make me your true husband?" The Leopard Girl was startled for a moment, then stopped and looked at Long Fei. "You want my body?" "Too direct." Long Fei choked on his words. The Leopard Girl giggled and said, "It's all right now." As he spoke, he took off his clothes. Huh, huh. Long Fei was dumbstruck and immediately held the Leopard Girl's hand, saying, "No, no, no, I was just casually saying it. Even if it's like that, I can't be in this place, right?" The Leopard Girl was too direct. Long Fei was completely unprepared in his heart. The Leopard Girl laughed sweetly in her heart and secretly said, "Big brother Long Fei, I knew you wouldn't, hee." However, speaking of which, the Leopard Girl was too hot. No man could withstand her. How much power does Long Fei need to suppress the evil flame in his body? The two of them slowly walked deeper and deeper for who knows how long. Outside the Dragon Canyon, the gathering of Demon Army S was complete. Riding on the body of a demon fierce violent bear, wearing a ferocious tiger mask, Xiao Wudi waved a weapon made from skull, roared at the sky, and roared, "Target, Wulong Valley, attack me." Harar. The voices of 100,000 Demon Army S shook the sky. The surrounding demon beasts were so scared that they scattered in all directions. Deep in the forest, Long Yun's expression changed as he cried out in his heart, "Not good. General, what should we do?" Long Yun pondered for a moment, then muttered, "Long Fei, for the sake of the Long family's army aunt, I've let you down." She had no choice. He could only go back to Dragon Valley and notify Long Lei, telling him to gather the Long family's troops and prepare for battle. Once he returned too late, Xiao Wudi's demon army would catch the Long family's army off guard. At that time, Long Yun wasn't an indecisive woman. Without hesitation, he turned around and said, "Return to Dragon Mountain Valley and prepare for battle." Riding on the war horse, Long Yun secretly thought, "Long Fei, you must survive. Hurry and return to Wulong Valley." Over the past decade, the demon army had been hiding in the hundreds of thousands of barren mountains. The Long family army thought that the demon army had lost its sharpness and could no longer fight with the Long family army. In these few years, the Long family's defense on the demon territory had also relaxed a lot. If the demon army suddenly appeared, the Long family would definitely be heavily injured. At that time, 100,000 Demon Army S would rush in and attack Fireglass City. The charge was the Long family. Long Yun knew, clearly in his heart, that Xiao Wudi hated the Long family. The next day, Long Lei stood on top of the crouching dragon hill and watched as Long Yun rode his mount back. Seeing that she did not bring Long Fei back, his face revealed a pleased smile. Seems like that trash of a kid died inside. This is your life. Long Lei had a smile on his face as he muttered, Long Zhanting, that year, you caused junior sister Yun to feel heartbroken. Now that your son has died within the hundreds of thousands of barren mountains, all of this is heaven's punishment for you. Bang, bang, bang. The moment Long Yun entered Wulong Valley, he immediately sounded his battle drum. Long Lei's face darkened and immediately jumped down from the crouching dragon hill. Who is ringing the drums? What happened? What's going on? Why is the war drum ringing? General Long Yun has returned. Sleeping Dragon Valley Chamber. Long Yun told them everything he had seen. Long Lei said slightly, General Yun, you're saying that the kid isn't dead yet? Right now, he was only concerned about Long Fei's life and death. Long Yun frowned, saying, General Lei, are you disappointed that Long Fei did not die? At this time, the most important thing is to mobilize the Long family's troops against the enemy. Long Lei's eyes narrowed and laughed faintly. The scene from 16 years ago repeated itself. The last time was because of Long Zhanting, and this time was because of his son. Long Yun, have you forgotten the punishment we gave you last time? Last time, Long Yun lied and reported the military intelligence in order to save Long Zhanting. At that time, in her heart, there was only Long Zhanting. As long as she could save him, she could pay with her life. That time, she had been imprisoned by 300 men for half a year. However, she had never regretted it. Long Yun was startled. He looked at Long Lei and said, You think that I would lie and report military affairs for Long Fei once again? Isn't it? Long Lei glared at him, his aura becoming extremely unyielding. Long Yun, I will definitely not fight this time. Long Yun looked at Long Lei and Long Feng and shook his head. None of them believed her. Plop! Long Yun immediately knelt down and said, 3 senior fellow apprentices, I swear on my life that this time I will not lie about the military affairs. Demon Army's 100,000 people are about to arrive at the Fierce Tiger Pass. Our defense is still in a rush. By the time they enter the Fierce Tiger Pass, it will be too late. It's this move again. Long Lei's heart ached, and with a disdainful sneer on his face, he said, Last time you knelt in front of the old general for Long Zhanting, and not long ago for Long Fei, and now you're still like this. Long Yun, are your knees really that worthless? Don't forget, you're the Long family's soldier. Long Lei's voice was like thunder. Long Yun laughed bitterly. Are the 3 senior fellow apprentices really not willing to join? The 3 of them did not speak. Long Lei said, Junior sister apprentice, it's not that we are unwilling to join, but the Long family army would not do it just for a useless soldier. Don't you understand that? Suddenly, Long Yun suddenly stood up and shouted, Long Lei, you repeatedly say that Long Fei is trash, but do you have trash veins such as his tendons, broken pubes, and the dragon blood that he drew out? Can you still cultivate and break through? Can he still break through to the war spirit realm in less than a year? Can we still go deeper into the Fire Glass Mountain range to find the dragon's salure? Can you? I'm just asking you, can you? Long Yun's voice was extremely forceful. Every sentence he spoke, he took a step forward, and with every step he spoke, he forced Long Lei to take a step forward. Word for word, Long Lei clenched his fists tightly, clenching his teeth noisily. His anger surged up as he shouted, Long Yun, if he wasn't Long Zhanting's son, would you still use Yun Long Army as your guarantor? Will you still kneel down and beg us? So what if he isn't trash? Just based on his negative activation to dragon blood alone, he doesn't have the qualifications to become a divine dragon marquis, much less be in charge of the Long family's army. I will not fight for him. Long Lei had always looked down on Long Fei in his heart, but because of the negative activation to dragon blood, Long Fei was destined to not have the qualifications to do so. All right, you are noble and smart. If you don't send out your troops, you can. Long Yun will send troops. Suddenly, Long Yun's expression turned cold as he strode out of the meeting hall. Long Lei heavily shouted, Long Yun, do you know the consequences of your actions? Stop right there. Did you hear what I said? I told you to stop. Long Yun completely ignored him, stepping on his horse and rushing towards the Yunlong army's camp area. A few minutes later, the entire Yunlong army was out, 8,000 war cavalry, swiftly heading to the fierce Tiger Pass. In the meeting room, Long Lei asked with a slight smile, Big brother, could it be true this time? Long Lei laughed. Long Yun only wants to save Long Fei. If she wants to save him, then let her save him. Humph. Like father, like son. Long Fei, you're dead this time. The 5th chapter was delivered. Once again, it was 5 chapters. Please download. Please download. Brothers, all of you can help download, please. 8_8419/2356454. From the beginning, Long Lei did not send any troops. From the beginning, Long Lei did not send any troops. There was no need for him to gather any troops. At the same time, he was waiting for Long Yun to bring the dying Long Fei back, waiting for her to kneel in front of him and apologize. He believed it. He was right. And then there was Long Fei. After walking for an entire day and night, suddenly, Xiao Bai's idea sent a sound transmission to him and shouted, Master, something's wrong. Long Fei's expression immediately tensed up. She pulled the leopard girl behind her and whispered, Something's wrong. Xiao Bai continued to speak. In front of us is a huge dark lake, and there's an extremely huge aura coming from the lake, and also, I think, he seems to have been discovered. The dark lake? A huge aura? Long Fei's heart thumped once, and he immediately thought of that huge eye. His heart shivered, and he said, It's a dragon? The leopard girl stared at Long Fei and said, Big brother Long Fei, has the evil ancestor appeared yet? Stay here and don't move. I'll go ahead and scout. Long Fei said, no matter if it was an evil ancestor or a giant dragon, they had to get the dragon blood the moment they came. All the fur on Xiao Bai's body stood up straight like steel needles. He had never done this before. His expression was extremely nervous as he let out a low roar. Long Fei slowly moved forward, and according to Xiao Bai's instructions, he quickly found the hidden lake. Is this the place? Yes. Master, don't go down, Xiao Bai reminded. Its aura is too strong. I have never felt such a powerful aura before. Even when facing Xiao Wudi, there were no strong practitioners from the Nangong family. Huff! Long Fei exhaled, looked at the lake's surface, and coldly said, You should have sensed me by now. Since that's the case, come out and meet me. Master, are you crazy? Without waiting for Long Fei's control, Xiao Bai immediately rushed out of the war pet space and stood beside Long Fei. His body also released an incomparably strong aura. This was the aura of a divine beast. 2 eyes locked onto the surface of the lake and said to Long Fei, Master, wait, hide behind me. This guy is not normal. Walala, walala, walala. The surface of the lake suddenly began to churn. In an instant, the calm surface of the lake shook, causing the entire lake to become abnormally restless. Boom, boom. A huge black body stood up, and when it stood up, the lake water was halfway down. The moment his body stood up, his 2 golden eyes stared straight at Long Fei. Human, dragon, an incomparably huge dragon. A dragon in the Western world. Long Fei trembled with excitement. Looking at the huge dragon in the middle of the lake, he was incomparably moved. Grandfather could be saved, ha-ha. Long Fei said straightforwardly, I need your dragon blood. Can you give it to... Not waiting for him to finish. Rumble. The colossal dragon's Adam's apple was rolling and rolling in a fiery red color. In the blink of an eye, Long Fei suddenly roared out, He's going to shoot fire. Long Fei carried Xiao Bai and jumped into the lake. Rumble, rumble, flames sprayed out. The entire cave was illuminated as if it was daytime. Moreover, the rocks were burnt and melted. This flame, it was simply comparable to a Samisen true fire. Too strong. Invincible power. This was the might of a dragon, an existence that could not be matched. You want my dragon blood? More. The sound of the colossal dragon shook the cave, causing the rocks at the top of the cave to fall and smash into the surface of the lake piece by piece. Long Fei threw Xiao Bai onto the shore and stared at the gigantic dragon. I am discussing with you, you mother of *** king, don't anger me. Shall we? Suddenly, the colossal dragon took a sip of water. Then let's discuss it. When the water entered his throat, what came out was an ice sword. Countless ice swords came out, forming a rain of swords, sealing off all of Long Fei's paths. Ice element, fire element, ice and fire dual dragon. Long Fei became even more excited. Dragons with attributes were already extremely powerful, while dragons with double elements were even more powerful. However, facing the 10,000 ice swords shooting out, Long Fei wanted to move and summon his dragon Salyer. Xiao Bai suddenly shouted loudly, "Master, let me protect you." Roar. With a wolf's howl, Xiao Bai's body suddenly grew larger and directly blocked in front of Long Fei, using his flesh to resist the ice sword. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Xiao Bai's body kept on blocking the ice sword, and at the same time, fresh blood flowed down as the ice sword pierced through his entire body. Roar, roar, roar. Xiao Bai bared his fangs, stared at the gigantic dragon, his eyes sinister as he bellowed. "It's just a giant lizard. Is it impressive? My master thinks highly of you if he wants your blood. Don't be so **king shameless." His aura was majestic and powerful. Arrogant, extremely arrogant. Even Long Fei was a little dumbfounded. He was in the lake, and Xiao Bai was in the lake as well, but he was standing on all fours on the surface of the lake. He didn't sink at all. This required an extremely powerful amount of energy to support it. And why did Xiao Bai suddenly become so big? Could it be? Did he level up? Long Fei was secretly shocked in his heart. The ice fire dragon stared at Xiao Bai and sneered. "I'm a lizard, then what are you? Poor human pet dog?" As soon as his voice faded, the dragon's throat spouted out once again. Xiao Bai's eyes became tight, and he roared out, "You still dare to spew fire?" Boom! Xiao Bai's footsteps moved, forming a series of ripples around his body. The ripples spread out, then began to converge, and slowly became a huge wave that reached the sky. From within the huge waves, an incomparably large wolf god rushed out, directly pouncing towards the ice fire dragon. Roar! Boom! The two forces collided and wreaked havoc in the cave. The entire cave rumbled and countless rocks tumbled down, as if the mountain was about to collapse. Long Fei was stunned. Holy **T. This is the **king true skill. Long Fei looked at the wolf god that was made of water, and his heart trembled. At the same time, he looked at the ice fire dragon through the system. Demonic beast. Ice fire dragon seal, race, dragon attribute. Ice and fire duo type damage. Defense. Health. Description. The evil dragon of the seal in the great desolate mountain. Holy **T. Defense, damage, and health are all questions. What the hell is this? Long Fei was puzzled. He still wanted to understand the attributes of the ice fire dragon, but he didn't expect that they were all question marks. At the same time, Long Fei looked at the description. Among the great evil dragons of the seal in the great desolate mountain range. Who has the ability to put a dragon seal here? The dragon race is the supreme existence in the sky martial continent. This is too strong. Why is the seal here? Bang, bang, bang. Xiao Bai's wolf god and the ice fire dragon were still fighting. At this moment, the leopard girl walked to the other side of the lake. The first chapter was sent. Thank you, Zhuge Luyun, insolent scholar Li Juanxiang, nameless, gorgeous, dazzling, dark god, pitiful sky demon, dreaming young man, sword demon, a life editor, working on the windowsill only for typhoon, leaves chasing the wind, blood dream tears, only I, the one who is not drunk at night, the Prince of Hell, Angel, Wind and Rain, 0467, Zhao Ziyu, the young master, I have been handsome for 9 lifetimes, and I have been waiting for your update, so I have no life. The Ice Fire Dragon was too strong. The Ice Fire Dragon was too strong. Xiao Bai could only barely hang on. He was just a baby divine beast, and his realm was completely inferior to that of an Ice Fire Dragon. Being able to withstand an attack from an Ice Fire Dragon was already quite a formidable existence. This was also the power of a divine beast. But his energy was running out quickly, and he could no longer hold on. However, Xiao Bai was someone who could not accept defeat. Long Fei wanted to understand the Ice Fire Dragon through the system, but the current system's description of the Ice Fire Dragon was too little. Just when he was at a loss. Seeing the leopard girl walk to the other side of the lake all by herself, Long Fei couldn't help but yell loudly, "Leopard girl, be careful. You should quickly go back." The leopard girl acted as if she did not hear anything as she walked towards a large stone monument and knelt down abruptly while mumbling something. At this moment, the fire and ice dragons suddenly became frantic. Roar! Roar! He roared continuously, turned his body, and swept out with his 2 huge wings. Damned demon clan, go to hell. Rumble! Its wings sliced through the air, sweeping towards the leopard girl. Long Fei clenched his teeth. Whoever touches my woman dies. Dragon Salyer. Buzz! Long Fei grabbed on a dragon salyer and raised his speed to the maximum. Ripple tiny steps. Whoosh! He rushed out and shouted at Xiao Bai, "Stop him!" Xiao Bai also roared, as the gigantic water wolf god clawed down fiercely with both of his claws. Bam! Rumble! The wolf god was cut open. The Ice Fire Dragon was enraged. It was as if someone had touched his reverse scale and was incomparably furious. "Master!" Xiao Bai cried out in alarm. At this time, Long Fei had already arrived beside the leopard girl with the dragon salyer, and his gaze locked onto her. Buzz, buzz, buzz. The dragon salyer began to burn. Dragon salyer technique. Skin open, tendons broken, bones broken. 7 moves were released in an instant, and the saber chi surged. Long Fei did not stop, with both hands on his blade. He raised it up fiercely, gale slash. Flaming saber chi swept out. However, when the blade energy clashed with the giant dragon's wings, it was instantly crushed. Although it dealt a 5-digit amount of damage, it was completely useless. Ice Fire Dragon's HP. 10 million points. 5-figure damage was like a drop in the bucket. It was completely useless. Moreover, the Ice Fire Dragon became even more furious. Dragon Salyer technique. Then, you people of the Long family should die. Boom! Hurricane cut. Long Fei released the second layer of blade aura, causing another huge amount of damage. Still no use. No matter how strong the dragon race's defense was, it was useless. The Dragon Salyer ignored the dragon race's defense. The combination of the Dragon Salyer technique was incomparably sharp. But the dragon race's health was too thick, and Long Fei's level was too low. He had no way to completely unleash the power of the Dragon Salyer, and this was only the dragon-slaying saber, which greatly reduced its damage. It's useless. The Ice Fire Dragon roared and slashed down with its wings. Long Fei gave up on his remaining dragon chop because he knew that it was completely useless and he was unable to block the attacks of the Ice Fire Dragon. Protect the leopard girl. Use your body to block in front of her. When the blade-like wings of the Ice Fire Dragon were still 3 centimeters away from Long Fei, the leopard girl sprinkled a drop of her blood onto the stone tablet. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Buzz, buzz, buzz. In that instant, the dust on the stone tablet fell, and countless strange spell symbols were revealed. When those spell symbols absorbed the blood essence of the leopard girl, a strong power burst out. At this moment, a huge chain underneath the stone tablet flew up with a walala sound. The other end of the chain penetrated through the colossal dragon's joints and locked him down. The power of the rune on the stone tablet shook. The incredibly thick chains made of black gold fiercely pulled the ice fire dragon and sent it flying. Boom! Smashing against the wall, a bright red damage was marked on the top of his head, so strong that it exploded on the surface. Long Fei was stunned. The leopard girl also stood up, looking at the faraway ice and fire dragon that was crying miserably in pain. She said softly, "Can you not hurt big brother Long Fei?" Roar! The eyes of the ice fire dragon turned sinister. The instant it cried out in pain, it pounced once more and roared, "I want you dead." An even more powerful dragon power burst out. The leopard girl frowned. At that moment, the power on her body resonated with the power on the stone tablet, and the runes on the stone tablet flew to her body one by one and entered her body. Boom! The chains suddenly coiled around and once again lashed out at the ice fire dragon, sending it flying in the air in an instant. He hit the stone wall again. A six-figure critical hit. Too fierce. Long Fei was speechless as he looked at the leopard girl. He had never thought that the leopard girl would be so ferocious. What kind of power did she possess? Not really. Was that dragon the evil ancestor? Why did he treat his evil ancestor like this? All of a sudden, Long Fei could not understand the leopard girl. The leopard girl knew that Long Fei's heart was filled with questions. She turned around and laughed. "Big brother Long Fei. Actually, I am the demonic enchantress, and only when I saw this stone tablet did I realize that I was the holy maiden. I'm not trying to lie to you." She looked anxious, as if she was afraid Long Fei would misunderstand. At this moment, the demonic saintess. Bam! The ice fire dragon swept its wings across and bellowed, "It's your evil devil saintess ancestor that brought me the seal here. You should die, ah." Boom! Because she was explaining it to Long Fei, the leopard girl's reaction was slower by half a minute. "Be careful." Long Fei used his own body to block it. Bam! Bang! In the next moment, he was sent flying, smashing onto a wall tens of meters away. Long Fei coughed out fresh blood, his face extremely pale. Seeing that Long Fei was heavily injured, the leopard girl clenched her fists and stared at the ice fire dragon with her beast-like eyes, roaring fiercely. Ah! Boom! 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 The inexhaustible power of the runes swirled crazily and continuously crushed the ice fire dragon. The leopard girl was enraged. The golden chains whipped the ice fire dragon fiercely, one to the left and one to the right. The ice fire dragon was completely beaten up and had no strength left to retaliate. The rune power on the leopard girl's body had been passed down for tens of thousands of years. It was the power of the seal, the ice fire dragon. Moreover, only the demonic saintess had the ability to activate the runes on the stone tablet. Only the demonic saintess could enter this place. That year, Long Fei's mother gave up entering here for Long Zhanting, and she did not obtain the power of the runes either. The leopard girl was suddenly in a mess. Long Fei climbed up with much difficulty and swallowed a highest-grade medicine powder. Looking at the huge dying dragon on the lake, Long Fei shouted, "Don't kill him first." The leopard girl calmed down. http:// Long Fei walked in front of the huge dragon and arrogantly asked, "Can I have some dragon blood now?" Roar! The ice fire dragon was extremely unhappy. Suddenly, Long Fei laughed sinisterly. "I don't want your dragon blood right now. I want you." The second chapter was delivered. 8_8419/2356456. I want you. I want you. Long Fei grinned and laughed excitedly. A crazy idea was born in his mind. This idea made his blood boil, making his blood boil. The leopard girl was stunned and said, "Big brother Long Fei, what do you want him to do?" "I want him to be my mount." Long Fei stared at the ice fire dragon, his body releasing an extremely tyrannical chi, which was very strong. "Huh, master, you..." The leopard girl and Xiao Bai were startled at the same time. He didn't quite understand. The huge dragon even roared angrily as it said with contempt, "Puny human, Are you even fit to ride on my back? Not worthy? Ha ha! Long Fei laughed out wildly and said to the leopard girl, let's see if he can still be so arrogant. Bam! As soon as Long Fei finished speaking, the leopard girl moved. The power of the runes on her body controlled the dark golden lock, and she smashed the ice-fire dragon fiercely onto a stone wall on the other side. Rumble. It was another critical hit. The fire and ice dragons had no temper whatsoever. Long Fei laughed proudly. Are you qualified now? Hoo 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 hoo. Fire spewed out of the ice-fire dragon's nose. Its two golden eyes stared straight at Long Fei and said solemnly, not worthy. Ouch. His temper is really bad. Long Fei slightly smiled, looked at the bloody groove on the head of the ice-fire dragon, and really wanted to see how irritable you were. Bam! Rumble! Bam! Rumble! Another 2 hits, and another 6-figure critical hit. The ice-fire dragon was gravely injured and was in incomparable pain. It stared at Long Fei and shouted, if you have the guts, try it yourself. If you want to ride on my body, see if you have the qualifications. He couldn't deal with the leopard girl, because when the evil which was using the seal, he had already set up some kind of restriction, and the power of the rune could cause a ton of damage to him. Long Fei's gaze tensed up. Without any consideration, he stepped forward and said, you think I'm afraid of you? Big brother Long Fei. The leopard girl began to worry. Xiaobai also said, Master, you are not his match. Long Fei smiled and said, don't worry, I know what I'm doing. He said to the leopard girl, drag him to the shore. Dragons were the most arrogant creatures in the world. They were supreme existences and would not yield to anyone, much less to humans. If they wanted to conquer a dragon, it would be extremely difficult, extremely difficult. However, Long Fei wanted to give it a try, because once the ice-fire dragon submitted to him, he would be able to obtain an unlimited amount of dragon blood. Not only could it save his grandfather, it could also raise the dragon blood activation of the Long family warriors and the Long family soldiers. This way, the Long family's strength would skyrocket. At that time, in Fireglass Dynasty, who would dare to harm the Long family? Even the Nangong Imperial clan had to behave themselves. If he killed the ice-fire dragon, he would only be able to save his grandfather at most if he obtained the dragon blood. This would be too much of a waste. Next, if the leopard girl wanted the ice-fire dragon to die, she would have the strength to kill it long ago. However, she didn't because he was kind. She didn't want to see the fire and ice dragon die. If he could conquer it, it would be the best choice. There was another reason, and that was the most important reason. Using a fire and ice dragon as a mount. Damn it, just thinking about it makes one feel like an incomparably eye-catching existence. Aren't all the women in Fireglass City going to be bewitched to death? What a feeling. Wasn't Nangong Yin the one who caught up to the Heaven Sect? Does Dongfang Jian have an ice-fire dragon as a mount? Isn't Zhuge Jinxiang very arrogant? 3 pillars. Didn't the Nangong family look down on Long Fei? Get a dragon to ride back and scare their ass off. Let them know that the Long family not only can kill a divine dragon, they can also control a giant dragon. Fighting against the Long family is courting death. Riding on the back of a giant dragon while hugging a girl. Just how cool was this person? Just thinking about it. Long Fei felt energy in his body and thought in his heart. This mount of yours, I will conquer it. He had to conquer it. Long Fei walked over step by step. The ice-fire dragon squinted its eyes. With a look of disdain in its eyes, it started to croak loudly. Its entire body was red. At any moment, it could use a fireball to attack Long Fei. The leopard girl was incomparably worried. A huge force faintly moved Xiaobai's body. As long as there was an instant when the huge dragon attacked Long Fei, he would attack first. This was his trump card. Kid, are you not afraid of death? The dragon's voice was thick. His breath had already landed on Long Fei's face. The heat was unbearable. Long Fei continued to walk forward and said, I'm afraid. I'm very afraid of death. I'm afraid that there is no one else in this world who is more afraid of death than me. You're afraid of death and you still dare to come? The huge dragon stared at Long Fei. Long Fei laughed and said, It's precisely because I'm afraid of death that I dare to come, because I want to become stronger, and because you can make me stronger. Only by becoming the strongest can I not be afraid. Why are you here, the seal? Because you're not strong enough. Speak out. The colossal dragon was enraged. You are courting death. Flames were about to spew out of his throat. It was also at this time. The golden chains clanged together, and as long as the huge dragon dared to spit out its flame, the leopard girl would immediately send him flying. Long Fei said loudly, "Leopard girl, don't move. No matter what I do, all don't move." The dark gold chain returned to the bottom of the lake. The huge dragon's eyes turned sinister. The flames had already reached his mouth and were about to come out. His flames could make Long Fei instantly turn into ashes. Long Fei stood in front of him, right beside his mouth. Looking at the huge dragon's head, which was filled with flames, he said, "I can bring you out of here. I can give you your freedom. I can let you live on arrogantly." 3 sentences, word for word. The eyes of the ice fire dragon darkened. Looking at the human who was only at the war spirit realm, for some reason, his heart trembled. The flame was in his mouth. Spitting or not, Long Fei looked at him, his eyes unblinking, his body unmoving, waiting for his reply. He was gambling, using his life to gamble. If the colossal dragon spits out flames, then he would lose. The price for that would be death. His palm was drenched in cold sweat, but Long Fei's heart was incomparably calm. He needed the huge dragon. The Long family needed it. For eyes met, and the huge dragon looked into Long Fei's eyes, trying to see through the youth in front of him. In the end, it swallowed its flames. A contemptuous voice rang and said, Who do you think you are? Do you mean to take me with you? If I could have left, would I have waited until now?" The colossal dragon stared at the huge stone tablet. He was a dragon that was tied to a stone tablet. He could only stay here for the rest of his life and would never be able to escape. Long Fei smiled slightly. He walked to the side of the monument and used the power in his right arm. 3 minutes later, magic power of right hand. Boom! It directly caused the huge stone tablet to collapse. Equals half carat float, hashtag life carat long. Fei turned around and looked at the gigantic dragon. What about now? The moment the stone tablet collapsed, the ice fire dragon suddenly stood up. The dragon's aura diffused outwards with incomparable intensity. He had lost the power that bound him. The 3rd chapter was delivered. This week, there were 3 chapters updated every day. The sea needed a script to hold back its big move, and next week would be a big burst. Please understand, brothers. Let's wait for next week's Berserk. 8_8419/2356457. Ice and Fire Twin Heavens. Ice and Fire Twin Heavens. The might of the fire dragon and the might of the ice dragon filled every corner of the cave. The current ice and fire dragon was completely different. He had lost his binding. The leopard girl was no longer able to harm him. With a sweep of the dragon's right foot, it drew out the golden chain. Flames spouted from its throat as it burned the chain to liquid iron. The chain on his right leg was broken. The colossal dragon roared towards the sky, its voice shaking the heavens. The dragon's might crushed everything in its path. His body also erupted with power, and with a move, the gigantic dragon head rushed straight for Xiang Long Fei. Big Brother Long Fei. "Master!" Both the leopard girl and Xiaobai shouted. Long Fei was still standing at his original position motionlessly, but this time he bet even more. His back was drenched in cold sweat and his palms were ice cold, but Long Fei's heart was still as calm as before. The dragon head rushed towards him. It suddenly stopped half a meter away from him. "Are you really not afraid of death?" Long Fei laughed. "I've said this before, there is no one in this world who is more afraid of death than me. But what I'm most afraid of is not death, but weakness." The colossal dragon replied, "Right now, there is no power that can restrain me. There is no need for me to follow you." Long Fei laughed. "If you were to leave, you would have left long ago." "Huh?" The colossal dragon was slightly surprised. Actually, Long Fei was not an idiot. He would not break the power that was binding the ice fire dragon, nor would he just stand there foolishly, waiting for the huge dragon to crush him. But, just as he was about to break the stone monument, a system notification rang out. Congratulations to the player Long Fei and the ice fire dragon for establishing intimacy. The current intimacy is 1 point. The 1 point of intimacy was due to him talking about the giant dragon's heart. Thus, Long Fei decided to take a gamble, break the stone tablet. He was very glad that he had won the bet. The moment the stone tablet was broken, his intimacy immediately soared to 90 points. What could 100 intimacy do? Beast mastery. The second realm was to establish friendship and use one's emotions to bind the dragon. This type of effect was stronger, and the strength of the dragon would also increase. There's still 10 points of intimacy left. How else can we do it? Long Fei kept thinking about this matter. The huge dragon acted as if he had seen through Long Fei and said, I know what you're thinking. Long Fei, if you want to become my master, then help me kill her. He stared. It was aimed directly at the leopard girl, the evil witch. The ice fire dragon said darkly, if it weren't for her devil ancestor, I wouldn't have been imprisoned here for tens of thousands of years. I can promise you anything you want me to do for you, but you must kill her. The dragon's voice was firm. Moreover, his eyes were filled with hatred. Long Fei said without even thinking, impossible, I don't care what grudge her ancestor has with you. But if you want to touch her, you can't. At this moment, Long Fei did not estimate any intimacy. Even if his intimacy dropped to 0, he would not act against the leopard girl, nor would he let the huge dragon attack her. The colossal dragon was enraged and growled. Then you will die with her. Suddenly, the colossal dragon raged. Long Fei clenched his dragon's salure tightly and stood in front of the leopard girl, blocking her way. Then let's fight. He wasn't afraid in the slightest. If they couldn't subdue it, then let's fight. His killing intent surged. His battle chi soared. However, at this moment, ding! Congratulations to player Long Fei and Ice Fire Draconic Dragon for increasing their intimacy by 100 points. Their current intimacy is at 100 points. It was also at this time. The figure looked at Long Fei, then looked at the leopard girl and slowly said, I had always thought that the one who would remove the ice and fire draconic beast would be us, the evil demon race. I never thought that it would be a human or even the members of the Long family that killed the dragon god. And then the mysterious man looked at the leopard girl and said indifferently, Child, you have inherited the power of the evil devil rune seal. From today onwards, you are the evil devil saintess, and with the power of the seal, no living being in this world will be able to escape from the power of your seal. The leopard girl knelt on the ground and kowtowed as she said, Disciple will remember the ancestors' words. The mysterious man faintly smiled and said, I still need to thank you. Thank you for freeing me. It's been tens of thousands of years. It's time for me to leave this place. He said to Long Fei, You are the most responsible man I have ever seen. You are not afraid of death nor coercion, and you can bear everything for the woman you love, including death. You have to treat her well. She can put you at a whole new height. Long Fei also said, I will. The shadow slowly disappeared. The ice fire dragon's body continuously curled up. At the beginning, it was only a dozen meters tall, but now it was only a few meters tall. The aura on its body also gradually weakened. His body curled up into a ball, and he seemed to be sleeping soundly. Long Fei was shocked and thought, could this be what he looked like when he was surrounded by the seal at that time? And it's an underage fire dragon? Never mind that. Long Fei opened his right hand and gently placed it on the head of the ice fire dragon. The idea moved. Beast mastery. A network of idea entered the mind of the ice fire dragon. Buzz. Ding. Congratulations to the player Long Fei for summoning it. The ice fire dragon slightly opened its eyes. Its golden eyes looked at Long Fei, and it grinned at him while revealing its dragon teeth. Master. Ding. Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining the title of Dragon Knight. You have obtained experience points, true breath points, credit point. Ding. Congratulations to player Long Fei for receiving the reward. Check it out. Ding! Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining the joint attack skill, Ice and Fire 9 Heavens. Do you wish to cultivate it? Cultivate. Ding! Congratulations to player Long Fei for training Ice and Fire 9 Heavens. Skill path, Ice and Fire 9 Heavens. Combo skill grade, Divine level consumption, 10,000 points for level 1, 20,000 points for level 2. Continuously superimposing. Damage, 9 stars ultimate skill, 5% chance of killing. Level 2 increases by 5%, highest level 45% chance of killing in a second. Once touched by any expert below War Emperor, they can all be killed in an instant. Description: Ice and Fire 9 Heavens is a joint attack skill. It can only be released by communicating with the Ice Fire Dragon. What the hell? Awesome. Too awesome. Long Fei was excited. He was extremely excited. This skill was too powerful. He could instantly kill all the experts in the War Emperor realm. Ha! This is great. All right. Long Fei looked at the Ice Fire Dragon and laughed excitedly. Now that you're my mount, let me experience your Ice Fire Dragon's might. At this moment, Baidu's search. Half afloat Xiao Wudi's demon army was already close to the Fierce Tiger Pass. Xiao Wudi waved his staff, kill. The Fierce Tiger Pass was in danger. The first chapter was sent. Thank you for your decision. I alone. Rolling away, Dark God Horse, Ink Loach, Wolf God, and Elder Brother has come online. Lifeless, dreamless, broken, black, 835. Qin Sheng, Xian, to whom did I humble myself give? Si Qin, Xiao Yao, the pitiful sky demon, depressing choice. Zhao Zilong was also the commander of the 9th reincarnation. Dejected choice, the leaf of chasing wind chasing, a free swim, love. What do you try to do, Sugua, Tanwei, Elder Brother Qin Lin, Xiao Yao, O252, Long Hun, and Mo Momeho, and all sorts of playthings. 8_8419/2356458. Roar, roar. Let me see your fire dragon's might. Boom! The Ice Fire Dragon broke through the mountain and shot out from the rubble into the sky like a fighter jet. Wow! Long Fei could not help but become excited. This is too good. Another one with high difficulty. Master, you are done. When the giant Long Fei of ice and fire reached a certain height, he folded his wings and suddenly dropped down. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Asterisk, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Asterisk appears through the clouds and descended in a straight line. Violent winds howled by his ears with incomparable speed. The leopard girl closed her eyes tightly and hugged onto Long Fei's body tenaciously. Riding a dragon and courting a girl, Long Fei roared out in his heart. Fuck, who else is there? It felt great. The Ice Fire Dragon fell close to the leaves and flipped its body over. Its eyes widened and it suddenly stirred. Boom! He once again flew into the sky and into the clouds. It was sunrise. Long Fei stood on the dragon's back while hugging the leopard girl and watched the sunrise with incomparable satisfaction. This feeling was impossible to imagine in his previous life, and now was fully realized. Very happily, Long Fei thought to himself at the same time, I will become stronger. I must protect all of this. I want to stand at the peak of this world. Ice and fire. Now, it's time to display your might. Long Fei moved. It could fly, but it was useless. He had to kill monsters. This was a mount. Yes, sir. He retracted his wings, allowing the flames and ice to dive down. The monsters in the dense forest were fleeing in all directions, as if they had seen a ghost. The tyrannical power of the dragon was too brutal for them. They had no way to resist at all. Suddenly, there was a rustling sound from Bing Ho's throat, and red flames sprayed out. Rumble. Wherever the flames went, not a single blade of grass grew. Ding. Congratulations, player Long Fei, for killing the blazing dog. Obtain 1022 experience points, 100 true breath, and 1 energy values. Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining 1 point of Fire Essence Chi. Ding! Congratulations, player Long Fei, for killing a conflagration ape to obtain 1,500 experience points, 200 true breath, and 1 energy values. Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining 1 point of fire essence chi. Ding, 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 ding. The system beep was like firecrackers, crackling continuously. This feeling was too good. Moreover, many of the beasts that were instantly killed were 3-rate monster and beast. Savage. How domineering. Ha ha ha. Long Fei watched as his experience flew up. He became excited. In the future, with this guy, wouldn't I be leveling up like a rocket? At the same time, Long Fei opened up the mount system and looked at the attributes of the Ice Fire Dragon. Mount. Ice and Fire Giant Dragon Grade. Divine Level. 5 Description. Possesses 2 skills, Ice Element, Myriad Swords Piercing Heart, Fire Element, and Wildfire Prairie. Possesses a combined attack skill, Ice and Fire 9 Heavens. Currently, his strength can only release the first level. Description 2. Ice and Fire Dragons require the absorption of ice and fire to level up. Description 3. Duration of 2 hours per day. After that, the user will return to the space within the mount. If he forcibly flies, his speed and strength, his attack will be greatly reduced, and his profound chi will be weakened until his death. Long Fei's heart trembled. A mount with 3 attacks, an existence above the divine rank, but this fire and ice is only rank 5. Obviously, the giant ice fire dragon in the cave was a full-fledged dragon. The might that it unleashed was its true might. Currently, the ice and fire beast were still at the young beast stage, so they were unable to release such a strong dragon's might. However, this was enough to draw the limelight, instantly killing the 3-rate monster and beast. To Long Fei, the 3-rate monster and beast could satisfy his needs to level up. However, 2 hours a day was a bit short. If such a domineering mount could be pulled out at any time, how cool would that be? The 3 Pillars is awesome. The Nangong Imperial Clan was arrogant. The Ice Fire Dragon was able to grind the feces on their butts and spit them out. Continue to kill. Yes, sir. Warpet Space was sullen. Humph. What's the big deal? Isn't it just flying? When I reach level 5, I can also fly. Humph. Wait. I want to break through. I want to break through. I want to break through quickly. From the moment the Ice Fire Dragon became Long Fei's mount, Xiao Bai had been a little jealous. At the same time, he also became serious. He felt a sense of crisis in his heart. He needed to quickly break through, and only then would he be able to receive Long Fei's love. Xiao Bai muttered, "I'm going to train like crazy." Long Fei held back his laughter and said, "Then cultivate." Xiao Bai said, "Even I would be afraid if I were to go crazy." Long Fei said, "Then why don't you try and see for yourself?" "Master, just you wait for me to explode." Xiao Bai closed his eyes and did not speak any further. Long Fei was grinning from ear to ear and thought to himself, "I never thought that the appearance of ice and fire could actually provoke Xiao Bai. It seems like there was a good saying in my previous life. Only when there is competition will there be pressure." Actually, in terms of overall strength, Xiao Bai was above the fire and ice. Especially after Xiao Bai had broken through to the 2nd level, the aura exuded from his body was extremely powerful. Summoning the wolf god to fight was something that Long Fei had never thought of before. To be able to summon the wolf god at the 2nd level, wouldn't that mean that he would be able to defy the heavens after breaking through a few levels? Got it. We'll have to play in the future. Long Fei laughed excitedly, commanding his ice and fire. He roared, "Charge!" 2 hours later. Ding! Congratulations to player Long Fei for leveling up. Current level, War Spirit level 6. It leveled up. Long Fei closed his eyes and clenched his fists. He could feel the power of the 6th level of War Spirit, and at the same time, could feel his attributes recovering completely. The feeling of his injuries healing was just too wonderful. The fire and ice entered the space within the mount to rest. Long Fei did not rest and said, "Now it's my turn to hunt. The leopard girl, since you're here, come with me. I'm going to hunt demon beasts for breakthroughs." Long Fei looked at the leopard girl. He did not want to make things difficult for her. The leopard girl was too kind. The leopard girl hesitated for a moment, then giggled and said, "You are my husband, so of course I have to follow you. Big brother Long Fei, you won't throw me away, right?" Huh? Long Fei held the leopard girl in his embrace and said, "Silly girl, what are you talking about? If you lose the entire world, I won't lose you." Ugh. When the leopard girl heard this, she was moved to a complete mess. Seeing her moved appearance, Long Fei secretly rejoiced in his heart and said, "Seems like the novels I read in my previous life were still of some use. At least I learned a few lines to flirt with girls." And then, Long Fei immediately summoned his dragon Salyer, smiled slightly, and said, "All right, then follow me closely. I'm going to start killing now." Chapter 2. Table of Contents 8_8419/2356459. In another place. In another place. The fierce tiger pass was lost. Corpses littered the ground, and blood flowed like a river. For an entire 2 days and 2 nights, 100,000 demon armies fought with their lives on the line to defend against Xiao Wudi and 100,000 demon armies. Demon army also lost soldiers, and the casualties became even more severe. However, this time, Xiao Wudi was determined to kill off the Long family's army. At the same time, he discovered that of the 4 main camps of the Long family, only the Yun Long army was resisting. He didn't know what was happening inside the Long family's army, but this gave him hope. An even crazier attack. In the early morning of the 3rd day, they finally broke through the fierce Tiger Pass and captured Long Yun and more than 1,000 disabled Yun Long armies alive. A little rest. Xiao Wudi did not stop. In these 2 days and 2 nights, Long Lei did not send any reinforcements. He didn't even send a single scout. Sleeping Dragon Valley. Silence. There were only a few patrolling guards, and many of them were chatting merrily around the bonfire. General Long Yun has brought 8,000 Yun Long Army S to the depths of the Great Wastelands Mountain. It's been 2 days, but there's still not a single piece of news. Could something have happened? 16 years ago, the demon army was beaten up by the Long family's army until they couldn't recover. Have you seen the demons invading the borders all these years? Even if they had 10 times the guts, they wouldn't dare. I heard that General Long Yun dispatched troops for the sake of Long Fei. The last time was because of Long Fei's father, and this time was because of this young master trash. General Long Yun really owes the Long family a debt in his previous life. That's right. It was in vain for our great general to like her so much. This time, regardless of whether she saves Long Fei or not, she will still be punished. Furthermore, that brat Long Fei will definitely not be able to complete the assessment, and her position as the general of the Yun Long army will also be removed. Do you think Long Fei can complete the assessment? Haha, just him, a waste of negative activation to Dragon Blood, could complete the examination? Don't joke around. When did such trash appear in the Long family? That's right. If he can complete the most difficult exam, I'll write down his name. The entire military camp had been discussing this matter these past few days. Seeing that a month was up without any news from Long Fei, it was clear that the mission's failure was already a foregone conclusion. Long Fei had been killed by the demons long ago, or maybe he was swallowed by beasts. If it wasn't deliberately mentioned, nobody would think of Long Fei at all. Within the camp of the Dragon Mountain Valley's main commander. Relying on his tea, Long Lei was slightly intoxicated as he thought proudly in his heart, Sister Yun, one day I'll get you." Casual. In his opinion, a woman should be taught by her husband and shouldn't stay in the military camp. Women are naturally soft-hearted. Last time for Long Zhanting, this time for Long Fei, this was the most unpleasant thing to Long Lei. No matter what, this time he would not send out a single soldier. Long Yun, this time, I want you to kneel in front of my bed and beg me. And then, haha, Long Lei laughed excitedly. He had waited for a whole 20 years for a woman, and he had even known Long Yun before Long Zhanting, but from beginning to end, Long Yun did not even glance at him once. And in her heart, there was only Long Zhanting. His patience waned. After Long Fei appeared, Long Yun became abnormal, causing the trace of patience in his heart to lose. Since it was like this, he needed to use some methods. Moreover, he didn't care about that much now. Since he couldn't wait, he might as well use the stronger one. The corner of Long Lei's mouth couldn't help but reveal an evil smile. Junior Sister Yin, wait for you to take off all your clothes and stand in front of me. At this moment, bang, 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 Meng Yu's footsteps were like thunder as he hurriedly rushed into the Thunder Dragon's tent. Long Lei stared at him and bellowed fiercely, Meng Yu, you are becoming more and more lawless. Meng Yu's face was anxious, but he did not care too much as he said, Great General, the demon army has pressed on and will soon surround the entire Dragon Reaches Valley. How dare you? Long Lei grabbed a good blue and white porcelain teacup and threw it at Meng Yu's feet. He shouted angrily, Are you the same as Long Yin? If you lie and report the military intelligence, you could be punished with death for your crimes. The teacup flew in all directions, and the magnetic tile carved a line of blood on Meng Yu's face. His entire life was given to him by the Long family army. Even if he had to take his life, he wouldn't frown even if he had to, so he kneeled down heavily and said, Great General, I didn't lie to you. General Long Yun also didn't lie to you. My Black Tiger Pioneer Camp. Long Lei kicked down and shouted, Who let you send out your troops? Meng Yu, you sure have a lot of guts. Meng Yu's abdomen was hit, causing extreme pain. He could not help but spurt out a mouthful of blood and said, Great General, I sent out my troops on my own. I can receive whatever punishment you want, but Demon Army is about to surround Dragon Mountain Valley. Long Lei simply could not believe it, as both his eyes stared coldly at Meng Yu, and said, What benefits did Long Yun give you in the end? You actually lied to me and sent troops? Humph. Junior Sister Apprentice, I really did not think that you would have a way to tame even my subordinates. I have really underestimated you. Long Lei laughed coldly. Meng Yu was pained and anxiously said, Great General, the demon army is about to arrive. I beg you to give the order to defend. If not, it will be too late. General, I really don't have any relationship with General Long Yun. Great General, Long Lei kicked him again and said, You don't have any connections? Meng Yu, do you think I don't know? Long Yun saw you before when he left Dragon Valley. Do you think I don't know anything? He was a great general in Wulong Valley, so it was easy to investigate. Meng Yu was startled and anxiously tried to defend himself. Great General, General Long just asked me to apologize to you. I have something to take care of these past few days. I did not have the time to tell you. Haha, Long Lei sneered, apologize to me? I know Long Yun's personality very well. Even if she knew it was wrong, she wouldn't apologize in front of me. So why did she ask you to pass it on to her? Meng Yu, do you really think I'm an idiot? It was difficult to tell from mouth, but Meng Yu's heart was aching as though he was dying. He laughed bitterly. It's over, the Long family army is going to be finished. Deceiving the masses. You're courting death. With difficulty, he crawled up from the ground. His eyes were gloomy as he stared at Long Lei and said, General, the Long family army is the Long family's, not yours. If you don't want to defend, then I'll go. Finished. Meng Yu wiped the blood off his mouth and walked out of the tent. Half a minute later, Pioneer Camp attack. Meng Yu's prestige in the Pioneer Camp was extremely high. Even without the general's order, many people still followed him, and they had all seen the demon army with their own eyes. Meng Yu waved his hands, and all the black armored warriors of Pioneer Camp took action. The warhorse hissed and roared. Pavilion C at this moment. Xiao Wudi's demon army was less than 5 kilometers away from Dragon Mountain Valley. Long Lei had never even thought of defending, because he simply did not believe that the demon army could press him to the ground. The third chapter was sent over. Those brothers that hadn't downloaded it yet all helped to download it. Haiyan was really holding back. Everyone patiently waited. Next week, he would continuously go berserk. Table of contents 8_8419/. 2356460. The Long family army was in danger. The Long family army was in danger. Long Fei was completely unaware. Late at night, Long Fei continuously searched for demon beasts to hunt. At this moment, he had already entered the deepest part of the great desolate mountain range, which was also the most dangerous place. He had to kill one 5-level monster and 10 4-rating monster and beasts in order to complete the examination. As for Long Fei, he had already collected all of them. Now, only 5-level monster and 4-rating monster and beast remained. Moreover, calculating the time, tomorrow would be the last day. It must be completed on this last day. Suddenly, the leopard girl said in a low voice, "Big brother Long Fei, there's a dangerous aura approaching." Not waiting for her to finish. Boom! An earth-violent bear roared and stood up. Its paws struck down fiercely and its claws cut through the air. His strength was abnormally strong. The leopard girl, Long Fei, shouted, his body sinking in the ground. He leaped up fiercely and stepped on the big tree, then leaped up again, rippled tiny steps. Shwa! Flashing, with both hands gripping the dragon's salyer, he slashed at the violent bear. "Open your skin." Boom! Fireblade Chi was released. The dragon's salyer was burning, and it slashed down. The earth-violent bear's right arm was placed horizontally above its head, slashing open the flesh. A scarlet number floated above the head of the earth-violent bear. At the same time, the attributes of the earth-violent bear were revealed. Beast, earth-violent bear grade. Peak rank 4 damage, 4.5 stars defense, 4.5 stars description. Possesses the power of the earth. Possesses the ability to split the earth with the power of the earth, causing tremors akin to a magnitude 6 earthquake. Long Fei was startled. Judging from the system's description, it should be a top-tier beast. Then that's even more so the case. He chopped down with his blade. With a wave of the left arm of the earth-violent bear, Long Fei was swept out. Long Fei's body flew across the air, smashing a large tree into two. He crawled up from within the ruins and muttered, "Such powerful strength. If it wasn't for 2 layers of defense, I would have burped." At this moment, both of the earth-violent bear's hands formed a fist and raised it into the air, hammering down hard at the ground. At the same time, it roared towards the sky. Shocking force. Immediately, Long Fei shouted at the leopard girl, "Leopard girl!" The leopard girl had an agile figure. She gripped her hands in the air, and a javelin covered in runes appeared in her hands. She then shot out explosively. At the same time, Long Fei withdrew his dragon's salyer, lowered his right arm, and activated his divine power. Before the earth-violent bear's fist could hit the ground, it jumped up and raised its fists. Right arm's godly strength. Boom! It struck the ground right at the violent bear's lower jaw. Divine power exploded. After sending its huge body flying, Long Fei stepped on the violent bear's body and leapt into the air. The shadow of the large power King Kong ape superimposed over Long Fei's body, and at the same time, he hugged onto it and smashed it down heavily. The second combo, Mountain Hit Fist. Rumble. It struck right on top of the earth-violent bear's head, causing its head to explode and crash heavily onto the ground. Ding! Interrupt him. The moment Long Fei smashed the earth-violent bear to the ground, the leopard girl's javelin arrived. Boom! A spear pierced through the violent bear's throat. Poochie! It was nailed to a big tree some distance away. The runes on the javelin absorbed the blood, and then it slowly disappeared into thin air. Symbol Spear. This was the leopard girl's unique ability. After fusing with the power of the runes on the stone tablet, she was able to freely manipulate them. It was incomparably precise, and it was even an indicator of the limit. It directly dealt critical damage. Ding! Do you want to release striking attribute? Long Fei hesitated for half a second. No. The striking attribute was very important. He did not want to waste it on the beasts. He wanted to destroy the human-shaped boss Xiao Wudi. Only the humanoid boss could drop such a sharp item. Congratulations to player Long Fei for gaining EXP from killing the Earth Violent Bear. True Breath, 300 points. Energy, 1 point. Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining the demonic core of the Earth Violent Bear. Do you wish to fuse it? Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining the splitting pulse technique. Do you wish to cultivate it? Long Fei was secretly shocked. They actually dropped a spirit demon core. Looks like the Earth Violent Bear is indeed a top-tier beast. Fuse. Naturally, the Earth-type monster core had to be fused. Ding! Congratulations to player Long Fei for successfully fusing. His mastery of the Earth element had increased by 10, and his comprehension of the splitting pulse technique by 50. Cultivate. It was only natural to cultivate the splitting mountain art, and Long Fei thought about the method of fusing the splitting pulse technique with the combo attack, which also meant that it could achieve 3 moves in a row, which doubled the effect of the damage. Continue to kill. Long Fei did not stop. Rumble, rumble, the heck. 4 rating monster and beasts is indeed abnormal. Long Fei sat on the body of a raging inferno demon ape and panted heavily. If it wasn't for the incomparably sharp dragon Salyer S, it would really be difficult to kill. There are still 8 more to kill. Deep in the great desolate mountain range, powerful demonic beasts ran rampant. In just 3 short hours, Long Fei had already killed 10 4-rating monster and beasts. Right now, he was only 1 step away from completing the mission. Long Fei raised his head and consumed a healing pellet, and then a true pill. He examined the pill. He thought to himself, there are only 2 true pill left. The pills are completely insufficient. Next time when I return to the Fireglass City, I will need to buy more spirit herbs. Pills were red and blue. Without these 2 things, it would be too difficult. The leopard girl leaned on Long Fei's back, sweating profusely as she said, Big brother Long Fei, I'm so tired. How about we end it here today? Her javelin was too powerful. Long Fei was reluctant in his heart, but he only had a few hours left. He had to rush back to Wulong Valley after dawn. He did not want to disappoint Ani Longyan. He didn't want to disappoint the Long family. He didn't want to disappoint his uncle and grandfather either. Long Fei clenched his fists tightly and laughed. You stay here to rest. I will kill another one and then come back. The leopard girl immediately giggled and said, If big brother Long Fei wants to kill, I want to follow as well. Long Fei scratched the leopard girl's perky nose and said, It's all right. I don't want you to be too tired. The leopard girl laughed mischievously. Didn't you humans say that marrying a chicken will always be a chicken, and marrying dogs will always be a dog? No. Big brother Long Fei is not a chicken or dog. I'm going to follow you anyway. I'll follow you for the rest of my life. With that, the leopard girl walked into the depths of the dark forest, jumping around in an extremely cute manner. Looking at the leopard girl's sexy figure, her mischievous smile, and that pampered body that was about to come out, Long Fei really wanted to pamper her a little. Huff! For the mission, I will endure. Long Fei smiled from the bottom of his heart and muttered, It's a matter of time anyway. Why would I be in such a hurry? Suddenly, the leopard girl screamed. Long Fei's eyes tightened and quickly rushed forward. It was also at this time. Pavilion C. Boom. The leopard girl was sent flying by a powerful force. At the same time, dust billowed in the air as the ground quaked with each step. 2 green eyes stared at Long Fei. Long Fei also raised his head and stared at it. A level 5 demon beast. Level 7. The 7-rating monster and beasts. The first chapter was sent to thank you Shangwan Xiaolan, Xiaowendal my little brother, Brother Zhou, 6901, Qing Chung, Xian Shua the Guardian Angel Loach, Love and Hate Dilemma SK. Rolling Away, Dream Tai, Heaven Demon Pity, Chasing After the Wind Leaf, Shang Exant, The Young Man in the Dream, Blood Dream Tears, Haha, Squatting on the Street, and Giving Rewards. Ocean thank you everyone. Level 7. The 7-rating monster and beasts. Level 7. The 7-rating monster and beasts. Long Fei was immediately scared silly. Right now, He could barely deal with the 4-rating monster and beasts. Even the 5-level monster wanted to risk their lives, and now a 7-rating monster and beasts had rushed out. Moreover, the flickering golden light from the 7-rating monster and beasts caused Long Fei to be unable to open his eyes. Boss, SS. It was several times stronger than the light of the large power king, Kong Ape. If I kill this guy, once I release the berserk energy, what the heck? Long Fei was almost unable to hold back his emotions. Exploded. In that instant, Long Fei made a decision and said to the leopard girl, "Fight." The leopard girl crawled up, her gaze tensed, wanting to remind Long Fei that the beast was different. However, when she saw that Long Fei had already rushed forward, she immediately nodded her head, grabbed the air, and took out the rune spear, running towards the other side. Long Fei dragged the dragon salyer with one hand and released the power of a peak war spirit level 6, causing his body's power to rise. The knife dragged the ground. Sparks flew in all directions as soon as the stone was touched. The scene was as if the barbarian king had broadened his sword. The blade was too heavy. Long Fei was unable to lift it with one hand and could only drag it along the way. In an instant, Long Fei's right arm moved. Right arm's god power. Buzz. From within his right arm exploded the angry roar of a large power king, Kong Ape. His entire right arm was trembling, and his strength was wreaking havoc as well. The 7-rating monster and beasts moved its body. It raised its gigantic foot and stomped down towards Long Fei's head. Big brother Long Fei. The leopard girl began to worry. Just now, it was at that center flying. The impact was too great. Long Fei raised his eyes slightly. Ripple stepping level, teleportation. Chua. Ding. Congratulations to player Long Fei for leveling up. Currently at level 3. The true breath moved. Long Fei's body fiercely flashed and directly teleported over 10 meters away. This was the limit of teleportation, but this distance was not safe. The huge beast's foot slammed down, but the impact could still send him flying. However, Long Fei did not stop. With the support of his right leg, he suddenly jumped up, and the god power in his right arm was suddenly released. All of them rushed into the dragon salyer. The dragon salyer released a loud sound. The dragon salyer technique's fire blade, Qi, instantly ignited. Using his god power, Long Fei clenched his fists. He jumped into the air and chopped down at the beast. Boom! The flame soared to the sky and slashed down. It struck the head of the huge beast. Rumble! Flames burst out, and in that instant, a bright red damage appeared on the head of the huge beast. Pitifully little damage. F***CK. Long Fei cursed. This damage. It was so low that it could make people's hair stand on end. If the dragon salyer was activated by divine power, it would at least receive 6 figures worth of critical damage. But now, Long Fei was speechless. How strong exactly were the 7-rating monster and beasts? Too terrifying. At the same time, its attributes were displayed in Long Fei's system. Demonic Beast, Lord of Wild Mountain Devil Grade. Level 7 Destructive Power, 9 stars Defense, 10 star Skills. Infinite Shield, Magic Chop Demon Description. The Lord Boss within tens of thousands of kilometers of the Wild Mountain Devil possesses unparalleled strength. The Infinite Shield can block all the damage from the War Master, and the Magic Chop can gather all the power of the Desolate Mountain and Fire Demons. Description 2. The Wild Mountain Devil possesses a sliver of the Titan blood lineage. Description 3. Unrivaled. Looking at the Wild Mountain Devil's attributes, Long Fei felt numb on his scalp. An invincible defensive skill, an invincible attack skill. I'll be fucked. How can there be such a demon beast? No wonder the dragon salyer only dealt about 100 points of damage. Just 10 stars of defense is enough, not to mention activating the infinite shield. Moreover, what the hell was a Titan blood lineage? Wasn't Titan usually hiding deep in the sea? Why would they own Titan blood lineage? Damn you! Long Fei cursed in his heart and quickly retreated to the side. Right now, it was getting closer and closer to daybreak, so there wasn't enough time to find another 5-level monster. Even if he wanted to find the Great Demon King, he would not let him leave so easily. One word, F***. Although the strength and defense of the Wild Mountain Devil S could be considered abnormal, but the stronger the boss, the more holy artifact it would drop. His many years of experience in the game had told Long Fei that this Wild Mountain Devil would definitely drop something good. Thinking like this, Long Fei became even more hot-blooded. I must kill him. The leopard girl. Distant attack. As Long Fei spoke, he started to move quickly. Is your divine power not enough? All right, Wushuang open. Boom. A strand of power burst out from Long Fei's body, with his double attribute activated. With a move of his right arm, God power began to circulate, and Long Fei continued to move. He was looking for the Wild Mountain Devil's weakness. Any demon beast, even at the perfection stage, would have a weakness. As long as a weakness was found, it would be able to cause critical damage. Whoosh! The leopard girl aimed at the limit of her distance. Wild Mountain Devil did not even look at it, and directly let it pierce his body. Instead, it rushed towards Long Fei and easily uprooted a gigantic tree, turned it into a rod, and smashed towards Long Fei. Teleport. With a leap, Long Fei instantly moved 10 meters away and landed on a big tree. He then leaped into the air and slashed at the head of the Great Demon King once again. Ingest the divine power. Boom! Dragon Salyer technique. Boom! The Dragon Salyer combusted, and the flaming blade's aura was at least 10 meters away. This time, Long Fei swiped at the Great Demon King's neck and said, "Take one more slash." Boom! The saber chopped down. Bam! The flaming blade chi that was 10 meters long formed a whip and directly coiled around the Great Demon King's neck. Following the activation of Long Fei's true breath, the flaming blade chi suddenly grew stronger. The flames exploded. Buzz! A 4-digit damage floated above the Great Demon King's head. It was more than 10 times more than before. However, it was far from enough. The Great Demon King had at least 900,000 HP, and such a small amount of damage was completely useless. Furthermore, Long Fei dared to be certain that this was definitely not his weakness. The saber slashed down. The Great Demon King was enraged. He turned around and swept his hand across the beast. Magic chop. Rumble, rumble, rumble. The entire hundreds of thousands of barren mountains trembled as countless amounts of fire devil energy gathered on the towering tree in his hands, madly converging. 10% of a second. Kill. The slash continued. Teleport. Long Tian looked at the sky full of demonic flames, which seemed to have descended from outer space. His mind tightened as he rapidly escaped. Rumble. The air was burning wherever the magic chop went. Long Fei was not struck, but was pressed down to the ground by the intense power of the fire devils. His entire body was in incomparable pain, and his heat was unbearable. His skin was burning red. Long Fei clenched his teeth. Is that really impossible? Really, I refuse to accept this. Chapter 2 was sent to Table of Contents 8_8419/2356462. Clapping the ground with his right hand, his body bounced up, and looking at the gigantic Great Demon King above him, Long Fei's eyes became sinister. I don't believe it anymore. Clapping the ground with his right hand, his body bounced up, and looking at the gigantic Great Demon King above him, Long Fei's eyes became sinister. I don't believe it anymore. What boss in the game am I not going to kill? Isn't it just the 7-rating monster and beasts? Long Fei, do not believe this. While he was speaking, the Great Demon King was furious because the magic chop did not kill Long Fei. He lifted his right leg and stomped down heavily, intending to stomp Long Fei into meat paste. At this moment, why is there a black dot on the sole of my foot? Is that its hood door? Long Fei frowned. No matter what, I have to give it a try. If he couldn't find a weakness, then he wouldn't be able to kill him. The Wild Mountain Devil was simply too strong. Long Fei wasn't on the same level at all. If he wanted to kill them, he could only rely on his own intelligence. You want to flatten me? All right, let's see who is strong enough. Long Fei leaped into the air and rushed forward. The dragon Salyer moved, raised its hands in the air, and suddenly stabbed towards the black dot. Pucci, break through his defenses. A bright red damage floated above the great Demon King's head. Haha! Long Fei laughed excitedly. 5 figures worth of damage. This is definitely a hood door. Roar! The great Demon King screamed in pain. He did not give up attacking Long Fei just because his foot was in so much pain. Walala! The sound of wind breaking rang out. Long Fei was crushed under his feet, and he was only dozens of meters away from the ground. It was already impossible to pull out the dragon Salyer from the ground. Long Fei hardened his heart and shouted, "Then you will die from the pain. Give up the dragon Salyer." With both hands grabbing the soles of his feet, he spread out his limbs, and a strange gurgling sound came from his Adam's apple. When he was still 1 meter away from the ground, toting skill, whoosh, he was sent flying. Boom, boom, boom. The sand surged and filled the entire sky. The entire valley was violently trembling, and the wild mountain devil was wailing non-stop as the dragon Salyer was completely pierced through the bottom of its feet. Tons of damage continuously floated up from the top of his head. He couldn't stop it at all. Wild Mountain Devil used his feet to try and pull out the dragon Salyeress from the soles of his feet. Could Long Fei agree to it? Seeing the great Demon King's health continuously decrease, this was the perfect time to take advantage of his illness and take his life. Whooshwang! Swish! The sound of power burning arose from Long Fei's body. His 4 limbs moved, and his body charged forward like a cannonball, directly striking the great Demon King's abdomen. The true breath entered the great Demon King's body. Bam! The great Demon King was furious beyond belief. He could only give up on taking out his dragon Salyer, patting Xiang Longfei with one hand, and let out a furious roar. Ha ha! Does the pain feel good? Want to pull it out? In your dreams. Longfei laughed madly. He only needed to delay the great Demon King and not let him pull out the dragon Salyer. Seeing that the great Demon King was about to attack him, he immediately jumped to the other side and mocked. I can't hit you. I can't hit you. You can't hit me. Ha ha. He had cheap look. The great Demon King was even more furious. Being toyed with by a human was something he had never done before. Immediately, both of his feet stomped on the ground, causing him to grit his teeth in pain. The pain was extremely excruciating, and because he pushed on his legs, the dragon Salyer moved even more. Roar! When Long Fei saw the two of them dealing so much damage, he excitedly laughed at them. That's great! Come and hit me, come and hit me. He looked too cheap. Even a leopard girl could not bear to look at him. The great Demon King was even more furious. In his heart, he paid his respects to all 18 generations of Long Fei's ancestors and conveniently grabbed a huge tree that was as tall as the sky. Magic Chop! The might of the Infernal King completely exploded. The surroundings trembled and Long Fei almost couldn't stand straight. He thought to himself, damn, does this skill have a seismic attribute? He looked at the demonic fire, shooting toward the sky. Long Fei did not dare to be careless. As if he were to be touched by just a little bit of it, he would be instantly killed. Although he looked like a lowly person, he was actually extremely serious. The moment the magic chop landed, Long Fei's body moved. Teleportation. Shua had not expected that he could escape from the second slash. The great Demon King did not stop and immediately executed the second slash. Magic Chop. Holy SH**T. The system didn't say that it was connected. Long Fei was so scared that he pissed his pants and escaped frantically. Rumble, rumble, rumble. Magic Chop. 18 consecutive slashes. Long Fei was so scared that he almost peed on his pants from the slashing. He rolled on the ground in a sorry state, while feeling extremely unwell in his heart. 18 consecutive slashes? He stretched out his right hand, wanted to take out the dragon Salyer. But at this moment, he suddenly remembered that the dragon salyer was still at the bottom of the great demon king's feet. Long Fei's forehead tightened, his hand turned into a blade, causing the idea to sink. Wong. Everything seemed to stop. Long Fei instantly entered the state of one with the world. His eyes suddenly opened wide as he stared at the incomparably huge great demon king and shouted angrily, "Is the 18 consecutive slashes? I'll let you experience the blade-less stream for 199 slashes." Boom! Long Fei's palm suddenly combusted. The dragon salyer technique released a flaming blade chi. The blade chi moved. Long Fei's body also moved. Skin open, tendons broken, bones broken, divine opened. Dragon salyer technique, 7 consecutive slashes. Gale chop. Hurricane cut. The accumulated 2 layers of Bladiki were released. This was because the body of the great demon king was simply too enormous to blow up at all. Teleport. Schwa. He landed in front of the great demon king, and their gazes met. Long Fei was too insignificant in front of him. This scene was unimaginably shocking. It was something that would only appear in movies. The great demon king's eyes were bloodshot, his eyes staring straight at Long Fei. In that moment, he opened his mouth wide and bit down at Long Fei. "Bladeless blade. Dragon chop, break it for me." Long Fei screamed, and with a move of his body, all of the true breath was injected into it, causing it to burst out. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Asterisk whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Asterisk whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Asterisk it crazily chopped down. 10th slash, 50th slash, 100th slash, 150th slash. Each level dealt more damage than the previous one. After 150 slashes, the great demon king could no longer hold on. With an angry roar, a level shield appeared on his body. Infinite shield? So what if it's a shield? Die for me too. The remaining 49 slashes were still being crazily unleashed. At this moment, Long Fei had completely fallen into a crazed state. "If you don't die, I won't rest." Arrogant beyond belief. While Long Fei was releasing the dragon chop, the damage caused by the dragon salyer was still ongoing. Last slash. Explode for me. Long Fei looked at the last bit of HP of the great demon king and slashed. Explode. The system beep rang. Ding! The 3rd chapter was delivered. There were still 4 days until the countdown next week. Next week, 7 days, I'll get 10 chapters a day. Table of contents 8_8419/23566463. The system beep rang. The system beep rang. In that moment, Long Fei moved. Release your striking attribute. Ding! Congratulations to player Long Fei for killing Lord of Wild Mountain Devil for obtaining 1 experience point, true breath point, and energy values point. Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining the Wild Mountain Devil's erupting demon core. Do you wish to fuse it? Congratulations to the player Long Fei for obtaining the Great Demon King's Abhijna. Do you wish to cultivate it? Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining Magic Chop for cultivating this ability. Please advise demonic cultivators to be able to learn it. Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining Titan Blood Lineage. Do you wish to fuse it? Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining the Holy Artifact Yellow Springs Divine Sword. Ding! Congratulations to player Long Fei for leveling up. Currently at War Spirit level 7. Ding! Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining a special reward for defeating 7 rating monster and beast Wild Mountain Devil. Level +1, current level, War Spirit level 8. Ding! Congratulations to the player Dragon Salyer Technique for leveling up. Current level 3. The system exploded. Long Fei's ears went numb from the shock. At the same time, his blood started to boil. Every time he heard a system beep, he would become excited. Berserk! Berserk! What do you mean by Berserk? This is F*King Berserk. And then, Long Fei quickly checked the attributes. Item: Explosive Demonic Core. LV7. Description: inherited critical chance attribute bonus. Critical hit. Long Fei's eyes shook. Good stuff, good stuff. This thing is too cool. The idea moved and quickly said, Fusion. You still don't want to fuse the critical element demon cores? This was a heaven-defying attribute. The nature elemental's stats were far weaker than the critical hit attribute. If the critical hit attribute could increase critical hit damage, then that was a ton of damage. Ding! Congratulations to player Long Fei for successfully fusing them. Critical strike, plus 10%. Awesome. Next, Infinite Shield. Long Fei thought in his heart. Cultivate. Martial skill. Infinite Shield rank. Heaven ranked, level 9. Wild Mountain Devil Divine Technique. Consumption: 500 true breath points per second. Lasts for 5 seconds. Description: the Infinite Shield-S have entered the Invincible mode. Haha! Long Fei could not help but burst out laughing. All experts below the War Emperor realm are immune to attacks. What kind of existence is this? Invincible, truly invincible. It's too awesome. In the future when I meet any War Master Ream ranker, won't I just be casually beaten by him? This thing could be said to be the most defensive one in the entire Fireglass dynasty. There are no experts from the War Emperor realm, so it can also be said that no one could break Long Fei's defense. Just a little. Infinite Shield-S were exchanged with burning true breath points, of which 5,000 points per second was not something an ordinary person could afford. However, did not have to worry. Killing Wild Mountain Devil would earn him 50,000 points in one go, and his current value of true breath was 50,000 points in full strength, so he did not need to worry about consuming a mere 5,000 points in a second. Magic Chop. Cultivate. Long Fei looked at the next item. Ding! Unable to practice. Hint: only demonic cultivators can practice this martial skill. Long Fei was startled. We still need demonic cultivators to cultivate. Should we enter the demonic cultivator system to cultivate for a bit? After thinking for a while, Long Fei gave up. Because you don't want to waste 2,000 credit point, you have to return to your original form after you've cultivated. You can come cultivate after the next time when you have enough points. Long Fei did not need demonic cultivators now. Titan blood lineage. Long Fei was a little excited. This kind of blood lineage was a top-tier existence. The king of giants, the king of defense. Item: Titan blood lineage rank. Holy Vein description: the user can obtain the power of the Titan. The user can cultivate the power of the blood lineage to the peak realm and transform into a peak Titan. Gudon. He can transform into a Titan. Long Fei's eyes lit up. Titan is the overlord of the deep sea. Transforming into Titan is truly too awesome. Should I fuse them? Should I fuse them? Long Fei frowned. After pondering for a moment, he decided to give up on the fusion process. The blood lineage could only be chosen once, and after fusing with the Titan blood lineage, he would not be able to choose another blood lineage. Long Fei was a little unresigned at his heart. Last time, when he was in the Long family's martial arena, he was told by so many people that negative activation to dragon blood was trash. If he wanted to fuse them, it would be like the Long family's ancestor, slaying the dragon god and fusing with the most noble and top-notch blood lineage of the Sky Martial continent. Dragon god blood lineage. The last item, the Yellow Springs Divine Sword. Long Fei started to get excited. This was a holy artifact, the only other being. Item: Yellow Springs Divine Sword rank. Holy artifact, destructive power, 10 stars defense, sporadic necessity, 9 stars description. This sword is made from the blood of the Yellow Springs. It possesses the supreme power of the Yellow Springs. Once the sword is unleashed, the path of the Yellow Springs will not be turned back until one reaches the underworld. Description 2. With the hidden sword skill Underworld Soul Sword Art, as long as it is used, once it touches passive, the sword will be unstoppable, and it will not turn back until it dies. Description 3. This sword art, is called the Desperate Sword Art. It has no defense, only attack, and is also known as the Unending Death Sword. Once the sword is out, the road to River Styx. Don't look back until you reach the underworld. Too domineering. Long Fei looked at the description and instantly felt his blood boil. This is a sword returning to the west. If you don't die, I won't rest until you reach this realm. It's exactly the same style as this young master. Ah, for me, awesome. The feeling of going berserk was too great. After leveling up 2 levels consecutively, unleashing a cultivation method, holy vein, and even holy artifact, Long Fei's realm had suddenly risen by a lot. After looking through all of this, Long Fei walked to the Wild Mountain Devil's side and pulled out the dragon salyer at the bottom of its feet. If not for the dragon salyer sticking out of its body, wanting to kill the great demon king was simply a fantasy. Chua! Long Fei took out the dragon-slaying saber. It was dripping with blood and gave off an ominous aura. Savage. Domineering. Although it was only a broken blade, it still possessed the domineering aura of a supreme artifact. Under the pouring of fresh blood, it became even more domineering, just like a war god. Long Fei said excitedly, "Good brother, I will definitely find the other half as soon as possible." Buzz buzz! The dragon salyer shook, and the blood on the blade fell out, revealing a sinister dragon head. The dragon head faced the sky, as if it was going to fly up. At this moment, the system notification suddenly sounded. Ding! Titan blood lineage was absorbed by the dragon salyer. Ding! Dragon salyer leveled up. Ding! Enchanted dragon salyer. Long Fei was stunned in place. He looked at the dragon salyer in his hand that was wrapped in bloodlight and sword chi, and shouted out with blood boiling, "It actually knows how to level up?" The first chapter was sent. Thank you for your love. Not just talking about books, crazy people, OMG, Dream Spring and Summer, Kung Fu Lin, Blood Dream Tears, Chun Xiao, Mask, Little Fong Zhan, Life is Like a Play, Rolling Away, Yun Xian, Wu Qing Ha, Dream of Fate, Fate, Happiness, Guest Little Fan, Ling Tian, Li Juanxiang. The C thanks you for your support. 8_8419/2356464. It was too shocking. It was too shocking. Weapons leveling was a very normal thing, but it would not be normal for the weapon to level up by itself. Moreover, why did Dragon Salyer level up? It was absorbing the Titan blood lineage to level up, absorbing the blood lineage to level up. What was his name? Immediately, Long Fei immediately checked the Dragon Salyer's attributes. Weapon, Dragon Salyer, incomplete magic rank. Holy artifact, incomplete and incomplete. Weight, 13,000 gene damage. SSS class, 10 stars higher. Description: Holy artifacts that kill evil spirits have a 200% attack effect on evil beings and a 50% attack effect on dragons. It has a dragon slaying strike, hidden skill, activation rate of 1%. Description 2: Devouring vein demonic, bloodlight, and sword energy slay everything. Description 3: Currently 2nd level incomplete dragon salyer, automatic absorption, automatic upgrade. Damn! Long Fei's heart trembled. It looked like there wasn't much difference in terms of attributes. But what the hell was the last line of automatic absorption, automatic upgrade? Has it become a smart weapon? Moreover, upgrade. What level did he level up to? Infinite level up, infinite strength? Would that be sharp? My little heart. Long Fei could not take it anymore. No matter how demonic the Dragon Salyer got, it was still Long Fei's weapon. Ha! This is great. Long Fei was excited. He had played the game for a few years and had used the Holy Artifact S before, but he had never encountered a weapon that could level up for him. Let's see how powerful you are. Long Fei held the demonic Dragon Salyer and walked in front of the Wild Mountain Devil's head. His hands moved and instantly chopped. Bloody light filled the sky. Moreover, in that instant, traces of Titan's power was actually released from the Dragon Salyer, slashing down arrogantly. Boom! The blade aura extended for 100 meters all the way to the sleigh, and the towering tree was sliced into two, directly into two. The head of the Wild Mountain Devil chopped down like vegetables. Looking at the Dragon Salyer in his hands, Long Fei couldn't say anything for a long time. Too amazing, ha ha ha. Absorbing the blood lineage was just a way to level up, but I never thought that it would leave behind the strength of a blood lineage. It's just like a human. So cool. At this moment, the sun rose. Long Fei placed Wild Mountain Devil's head inside the space ring, then looked at the leopard girl who was watching him quietly on the other side. The leopard girl giggled and shook her head. No matter what you become, no matter if you're crazy, or obsessed, you'll always be my big brother Long Fei, and will always be my husband. After saying the last two words, the leopard girl's feet blushed. Under the first rays of the morning sun, she seemed incomparably beautiful, just like an angel. Long Fei would always quickly calm down his heart when he saw her. And then, Long Fei walked up and held the leopard girl's hand, muttering with a smile, "Let's go. You will follow me, the Long family." Today was the final day of the mission. He had to get back to Wulong Valley before nightfall. At this moment, Wulong Valley was filled with smoke and corpses. The defense line was constantly shrinking. The Long family had never been in such a sorry state before. If it weren't for the fact that Dragon Mountain Valley was a natural danger that was easy to defend and hard to attack, the Long family's army would have already been completely annihilated. All of this was because of Long Lei. If he believed Long Yun's words, his 100,000 demon army simply could not charge him while defending the Fierce Tiger Pass. But now, Long Lei still did not feel that he was wrong, and hated Long Zhanting, Long Fei, and Long Yun from the bottom of his heart. Damn trash. If he did not come to train in the army, how could the Long family have reached such a state? Long Yun disregards the discipline of the military as well. It's all their fault otherwise. Long Lei's heart was raging. He didn't feel that he was in the wrong. In his view, everything was Long Yun, Long Fei's fault. Long Lei replied, "Big brother, there's no point in talking about this now. The most important thing right now is how to break out of the encirclement. We can't let all of the Long family's troops die in Dragon Mountain Valley." Long Feng also said, "Sleeping Dragon Valley is a dangerous place, easy to defend but hard to attack. Even if they don't attack, this month's emperor will reduce the military's expenses and supplies. The food in our valley can't last for more than 3 days, and the demon army will trap us to death in Sleeping Dragon Valley. I also suggest breaking through." Long Lei said. Long Lei's brows twitched and said, "Breaking out of the encirclement is like digging one's own grave. Last night, I sent out a carrier pigeon to request for Nangong Jun support." At this moment, Long Lei and Long Feng were both stunned. Long Lei did not care about anything else. Instead, he said in shock, "Big brother, how did you come into contact with Nangong Jun?" Long Feng followed. "Big brother, don't you know about Nangong Lei's character? The Grand Elder has clearly forbidden the Long family and the Nangong family from having any interactions." Long Lei sneered and said, "Don't you guys know the current situation of the Long family? If not for the deterrence of our Long family's troops, the Long family would have ceased to exist long ago. Even if it was the deterrence of the Long family's troops, the Long family's demise would only be a matter of time. Do you think that Grand Elder can save the Long family?" "I've already received news that the Grand Elder had forcefully released the War Master Reem's chi and is heavily injured, and is now being maintained by the continued life pill. That mediocre person Long Zhanhai. At most, his cultivation is only at War Elder Realm. He can't hold up the flag of the Long family. Could it be just based on that trash Long Fei? He's just a piece of trash. I'm afraid he's already dead in hundreds of thousands of barren mountains. Do you really think I arranged for him to enter the hundreds of thousands of barren mountains to train directly because of Qi Longyin? This is the command of the Marquis Nangong Lai. We also have to plan for our future. We have to find a way out as well. Don't tell me that we have to perish together with the Long family." Long Lei was very excited when he said this. Long before Long Fei came to Floating Dragon Valley, Long Lei had already received his secret order. Next, he used Long Yun's preference towards Long Fei to enrage Long Yun and directly let Long Fei enter the final exam, the desolate mountain trial. All of this was part of his plan. But he never thought that Xiao Wudi's demon army would suddenly attack and surround them in Dragon Valley. But Long Lei was not worried at all. When Nangong Jun receives the message, he would immediately come to support them, and at that time, he would have the entire Long family's army under his control. The Fire Glass City would also make a move. Long family. He would definitely be killed. Long Lei laughed complacently. My two brothers. Our best prospects are right in front of us. Only by following King Nangong we have a future. In another place, Nangong Jun's base. Not a single soldier moved. Moreover, when Nangong Kun received Long Lei's message, he did not immediately send his men to save him, but instead directly rushed to Fire Glass City. The Long family troops were surrounded. The Long family was going to die. The second chapter was delivered. 8_8419/2356465. You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.